welcome for the special edition of the Power Play Show NHL Playoff 2022. We are back tonight with some insider of the Hockey National Show. We have Mr. Andrew Lepage, director from the Nova Scotia for the Montreal Canadiens Insider. And we have the co-host of the show Monday to Friday at 6 o'clock p.m. We talk about the gold of all the prediction in NHL. Welcome back, Mr. ENORTAP in the house tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Coach Andrew.
We have a few people already in the show. Right now, we welcome everybody. Thanks to be a part of the show. We have a lot of conversation. Possible Michael Delaney directly from London is going to join us tonight. We'll see. It's 1 o'clock over there, so he will try to put his wife in the bed first, and then after that, he's going to take care about the hockey after he did his homework as a husband. But that's another subject we can talk a little bit later with Michael. But we have a lot of things to talk tonight. Of course, we're going to talk about a little bit the Montreal Canadiens. We're going to talk about, of course, the NHL prediction of the playoff 2022. Who's going to win the Stanley Cup? We're going to go through each first round playoff prediction tonight. And then, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about the nominations for trophy at the end of the show. And, of course, don't forget the FRENCHY quiz, ladies and gentlemen, at the end. Easy tonight. It's all about the playoff, and we don't have under, over, and exact. We have it's fun answer with fun players. So take easy. Not true. One question is under, over, and contact, but this is called see what we have at the end of who's going to win the contest at the end. So that's what we have tonight on the program. So glad and very happy to have both of you with us tonight. And then we have a few people in the house already from all around the world. We have to welcome directly from Illinois. And we talk about not only Nick, we talk about Kate, but Joshua and Harper are in the house tonight. Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
And the insider of all the update, I bet you have an easy live for the last 2 days. Not many update on the fact that Winnipeg went 4-3 against the Seattle Kraken, the last game of the season. We want to congratulate and welcome back Mr. RJ Calabro. Sport Schedule is in the house tonight. La belle province de Québec, il est de retour avec nous ce soir. On lui souhaite un très bon jour. C'est le premier jour de mai. Il dit que c'est le first day of the May. May. We talk about Monsieur Ian Gionnet. Il est dans la maison du Hockey Nation Live Show ce soir. Welcome back from Vegas.
Welcome.
The number one fans of the Vegas Golden Knight, the moderator of the Hockey Nation Live Show, the one of the ring, guys. I'm talking about the guy is already in vacation, play golf like we do, also as a Montreal Canadiens fans. We welcome back Mr. Adam Berger.
Hey, welcome, Adam.
Here we go, Boston Bruins fans are back in the house tonight when talking about John Gregor.
How's it going, John?
And we have Mr. François Pitre. Welcome back. Thank you so much to be part of the show, Mr. François Pitre. And we have Mr. Nicholas Land. Mr. Nicholas, I don't know if he's in Sweden or if he's in Finland. We don't know, or maybe somewhere else, but he's always between back and forth. And we're talking about Sweden and Finland. We want to congratulate Team Sweden to be the USA today for the U18 Championship World in Germany. Great game. Got an opportunity to see Logan Coley and a couple of players from Sweden where they have a couple of players. You may look about them if you want to pick somewhere at some point. What about the goaltender for the Sweden team? Only 5'10", that would be something, but I wouldn't be surprised if one team select him late round as on the NHL Draft 2022. And a few players to watch over there. It was great watching about that. Some player for the USA pick up some point. Cooley show exactly what he looked like, and it will be interesting. On the rumor now, he's number 2 now. But we see interesting to see that. Mr. Paul Philo back in the house tonight.
Hey, welcome, Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Directly from Utah, number one friends of Los Angeles King is prepared right now mentally to be ready to play against the Edmonton Oilers as the fans. Welcome back, Mr. O from Montana. Well, from Montana tonight. So maybe he shifts from somewhere, somehow he took the train and then he went to the Montana. And welcome back, Mr. Ron with Kings 20.
Welcome, Ron.
And Nicholas, he was exactly said what we said. He said everybody going to look, Coley look great, and Oslam and Lekerimaki is looking great. Honestly, Lekerimaki is looking great. Yeah. He's not going to be a part of the top 3, but maybe top 12 for sure. About him, Oslam gets some point when I'm not happy about that, because last Oslam before the tournament was about 20, could slip maybe 26, 27. And I think right now, a little bit too late for Montreal Canadiens to pick him, honestly. But we'll see what's happening at 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. But we have to welcome Mr. Kilo. Welcome back.
Welcome, Mr. Kilo.
Hey, Kilo. How's it going?
Blackout is sick with a bad cold, but, you know.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Stay under the bed, put some blanket, and put some, I don't know, some drink around you, and soup with some Gatorade. And if you need some more information, we can ask the doctor ENORTAP. He's going to be back a little bit later about talking about what he can provide for you, more maybe some tips about that.
I'll take him to the saloon.
Here we go. Walk Lincoln Park shoot today at 5 a.m. this morning club. Here we go, RJ. Congratulations, my friend. Hopefully it was not too cold in New Jersey today. And the sun pick you up and get some great day over there. I'm talking about Pierre Martin. He is back in the house tonight.
Welcome, Pierre.
Don't forget, guys, to click on the lights.
How are you, Pierre?
Nicholas said now Lekerimaki is the top 8. Only see him again, man, with Israel's friend Pierre. 5 would be close, but I think 8 would be a great number, Nicholas, about that one over there. It's just like the top 5 is getting so much closer. The defensemen pick it up a lot of plays over there, like Nemec now, Chirichek, and the kids from the MICHEL, Winslow, I believe, Matthew, the Russian kid. Yeah. He get a lot of good point about that. Sad we don't see the Russian on the U18 and the best U18 players like Canada because they are the junior that moment. And salut les trois amigos, Coach Andrew ENORTAP. That's conclude what we had at that moment. And see how the people show up. We're going to welcome them at some point, and we welcome everybody. Don't forget to click on the likes. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody. Thanks to be a part of the show tonight. And then we have Mr. Zeph Lacab in the house tonight.
Welcome, Zeph.
Zeph Lacab did his homework. He put the letter Q in front, so we have to answer right away because he did a smart move. If he did not have the Q, I would just let it go. I would ignore him completely, but he did it. So let's start in with that one over there. What is Calgary draft position so far?
I think it depends if they get out of the first round or not, right?
Yeah, I think so too. Because I think right now they're sitting, 28th, 29th?
So, Zeph, how this work is this. The first 4 finish first on each division with the most point get 32. Then the less after that, 31, 30, and 29. That's their start right now tonight. Now, if they get eliminated first round example, now they got dropped lower. So they're going to go all the way where they can be. Maybe the 7 other team example with Calgary example get eliminated and they are below them. Now he's going to become 23, 24. And then they go all the way that way. Because everybody's second round, they pass all Calgary. So the good, but not the good news, but if ever Calgary's got eliminated, Montreal can pick about 23, 24, 25, worst case. But
go Dallas, go.
Yeah, go Dallas, go.
But again, like if they get eliminated second round, right, they can now become 26, 25, 27, and all the way back over there. And then they make the third round. Now they become 29 and maybe a little bit 30 if and the team and underdog, it go all the way like that. So that's why he works, Zeph. Hopefully we explained to you perfectly enough good to understand. And we have to go all the way, roll the red carpet because Mr. Nooner, Roger L. Abs number 1 is in the house tonight.
Welcome, Nooner.
He's ready to pick up people at the jail tomorrow. So Nooner, we're going to confirm all the name for tomorrow, Mr. Nooner. I think it's going to be a busy day for you tomorrow to ping the people at the Hockey Nation Live show. We're going to give you everything tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Mr. SASCHA SCHRADER back in the house tonight.
Hey, Sasha.
I believe Sasha is still in the South America. The at Calgary first round pick. Take me to the SPA. Jiricek for better can the Mec not even close. Is the Mec paid already? Yes. He's a right defenseman, Nicholas, like Jiricek. Jiricek scored his first goal this weekend as a play with the men. That's what he called him at the men. Please don't forget to click on the likes. Like I said, Nicolas de Goubibono, welcome back. And Ben Cosmos says just subscribe to the show. Thank you so much, Benny. Thanks to be a part of the Ben. I love Ben because Ben barbecue in Montreal, great food, great chicken to eat. As an subject, Benny barbecue. For me, Big Slav is my pick. If we are second or third, we need that still a power forward. Cole is great, but already have Zuski, Caulfield, Drouin for our long and the work. We need size. Les Hopes Calgary lose at the first round. Then, salut Nicolas, j'avais un match lose à Fight 3, dernier match de la saison. Bon, ben, écoute, au moins, si tu as terminé ton effort, c'est ça qui compte. Stanley Cup playoff for getting down all 16 de NHL post. We're going to get there. T'as-tu vu Joshua Roy, premier pointeur dans le j'ai un bon coup de Timmins? Oui, mon Nicolas, c'est fait. Welcome, Ben. Thank you, Sasha. Everything like that. We go all the way with fun news. We know Michael Devenel may be sharp a little bit later. And we have Mr. Roger DELANEY in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, Roger.
The 321 Century, 3 Musketeer. Yep, exactly, Roger. All the horse all at the front door at that moment. Roger take care about this because Danny's not here. So Danny take care about the door, and Roger take care about all the transportation about the Hockey Nation Live show. That's how it works about that. I want to start right away here. I know we're missing Mr. Michael right there. We're going to disappear here. Michael, we're going to shut down him. I'm going to bring Andrew in the middle right there, looking better up beside me. Down, he's looking bad. Like, he's not looking good bad in the corner. So he's looking better up about that one over there. But this is a Stanley Cup player. We're going to do all the predictions. But before that, guys, I want to talk about something happening today. A couple of news around the league. But if I can find it, that'll be helping. Unfortunately, we have to remind today, Guy Lafleur, today. It was a national funeral, everything like that. So all the fans, players show up a little bit earlier. Yvon Lambert, Gil, and I think it was Yvon Lambert, Réjean will talk about Guy Lafleur today. So it was all day long. I don't know the time it was, and 10 o'clock until 6 or 10 to 8, but it was great. They did that for all the fans. And you can see people in Canada and more in Quebec, they grow with Guy Lafleur. So great to see it that way with there. So it was great, make it very well. So I followed this. It was on TV, by the way, live on social media today. So pretty unique to see that about that one over there. So I just want to wishing just RIP again to Guy Lafleur about that one over there. Korchinski or Jiricek? Korchinski or Jiricek? Jiricek for me, for my Edward said, Bruins are big underdog. Joshua Roy va être un star, Nicolas, dans la Ligue nationale. Pierre Martin said, and we probably get the 2023 super talented forward, but they are all under 6 foot. It's not a matter. Not good, very sick with the bad cold. Here we go. So I just want to share with you a couple of things about here, Mr. ENORTAP and Mr. And I want to mention 3 things here. Rick Jenrette for the Buffalo Sabres. And then we have also Terry Cripps, Nashville Predator. Terry Cripps, ex-winner of the Stanley Cup in 1986. Not 86, 89. Again, a Montreal Canadiens in the final. And then we have also the voice of the Dennis Biak and the Winnipeg Jet. An amazing, great voice. Also, 3 of them, plus Michael Lynch in the Pittsburgh. You know, we're not young anymore, and we grow with those here, you know, and the radio, those voice, and then the TV, everything like that. So I just want to share it with you. They all been going to be retired at the end of the year, where it's complete. Honestly, Winnipeg done today. Buffalo did not make it, and then Nashville still on, but we'll see happening. Mr. Norton, we have a few people show up. A real deal Prim is in the house. Thank you to be a part of the show.
Welcome.
So ideally, the best rate with team who finish 16 play and no condition draft pick agreement. Yeah, but usually they don't want to do that, honestly. And then God bless Guy Lafleur, his family. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And then we have Jake and McAnouey. Welcome aboard. So Mac Sheffley went out of Winnipeg.
Welcome, Jake.
He's not the only one.
And we don't want Shifley, though.
No.
Is one more year.
I was thinking.
One more year to go,
today,
5 point something to go. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. That's no matter. We're going to jumping right away, if you don't mind. We're going to go to the, and I don't know. I tried to figure out the best way to do this now because the mic is not here. Now I'm going to make all the new graphic, and then it was going to pop up. We'll have to rebuild again, but we'll see what happens about this one. And we start with the easy prediction of the game. Again, like I said, that's what happened. It's I don't know what. I think the best way is to bring back down here.
Yeah,
would be the best way to do this, Mr. Tap, about that. Prediction, a first one over there. We have the Pittsburgh and the New York Rangers. The prediction of the first series on the Metropolitan, honestly. What do you think, Mr. Nortap, about that series, first of all?
Well, I think it'll be a tough series. It's really a matter of Pittsburgh is bringing a lot of experience to the table that the Rangers don't necessarily have in spades. But what can you say? I mean, I just love what the Rangers have done this year. I think that they have solidified at least two very good lines. Their defense is not bad, and they have the best goalie in the league this year. So I don't know if I agree with that probability that's there, but I definitely agree with the fact that it should be close.
And Mr. Andrew?
I pretty much agree with everything. ENORTAP kind of covered it all, other than I'd say it's going to be New York's definitely going to take that series, but it's going to be, if they can't get cocky, because that's a good veteran squad there. There's no doubt about that. But I think it's going to be 5 or 6 games.
I think it hurts them not to have Jarry there as well.
Yes, big time.
So
that's why I kind of leaning towards 5 without Jarry.
Yeah.
If they have him, 6.
Yeah.
We want to welcome Mr. Alain Vaillancourt in the house.
Hey, welcome, man.
Yeah, Francois Pitt go with 6. We have Alain Vaillancourt go with also Rangers 6. Mr. ENORTAP. And Nicholas, I have a question. Is the odds better for the ad for the first part Buffalo or Columbus avec 2 pick between 2 and 16? It's not a matter, Nicholas. How it works is like 18.3% for the first team. Then you drop at 13 point something. Then you drop at 10. And so you go everything like that. And then you're going to go lower until 0.5. With the good news for the Montreal Canadiens, honestly, they have 33% the chance to get the first pick because they only go from 1, 2, and 3. And so that works. Like number 2, they have 25% to get the first pick because they have number 2, so they can get 1, 2, 3, or 4. And you drop all those probability about that way over there. So Montreal have the best chance to make it. It's not happen all the time. The worst case they can go is the 3 at the end, Mr. Nicholas, about that one over there. Tampa Bay gonna burn out after 2 back-to-back cup. Pierre said that Maurice Zeller from Detroit, and he thought if Montreal could get him for Detroit, a young prospect and the players.
We wish. We wish.
Yeah, for sure. It'll never happen, though.
No.
Yeah. So then we have Stop Motion Panther. Welcome aboard. Thanks to be a part of the show. Mr. Stop, for a long time, we did not see you. Fully doing well from Ottawa. His team is a Dallas Star, by the way, I remember, in Ottawa also. He was a finalist of the FRENCHY quiz on the off-summer, beat last
I
game, the
remember.
Monkey, everything like that. So, remember.
Yeah. I'm still hurting from that.
In our time, we remember his name. He put his name on the wall for next season. But that's not a subject. Pens and 6 from Twin. He said that. Game 1 playoff Tuesday, May 3rd for the game. Thank you so much, RJ, to give all the stuff about that one over there. Nooner said Pittsburgh and 6 about that. We have Adam said with Gannon behind the bench, he will have to then prepare New York and 5. Run with Kings, Pittsburgh and 6. John Gregor, Rangers and 7. That one would try to gain Winnipeg and 5. Do you think, guys, the Angel would be good for the Tampa in the playoff? Yes, it would be good on the third one over there. Mitchell's on the ground. Or did you know que Florida Minnesota finished avec the most win and OT with 16 and 15? Yep, Zeph did it for sure. Here's what's going on with the Pittsburgh and Rangers. But what I did all weekend, I just go through deep on each series. I want to mention everything about that one over there. First of all, the Pittsburgh's going to missing really Tristan Jarry between the pipe. He's out at that moment. He ruled out for game number 1. No other words at that moment. Sometime a miracle pill can show up on the playoff, and then the players jump on the ice with no expectation. So that's the biggest doing with that. Now Pittsburgh's on the trade deadline. They got Ricard Raquel to solidify the top 6 or maybe the top 9 if he mentioned this. Now Brand Dumoulin is out. Game decision is at the bottom. I put all the information at the bottom. So Dumoulin is out. That's another play key for the defenseman. Play on the second, usually first pair with Chris Letang usually. So 2 key major injury about that one over there. All the number analytics gave a percentage for the Pittsburgh. Not a probability to win the series, but about the 5 versus 5, everything like that. The key where it completely changed the New York Rangers is one player, it's Chesterkin. That's it. Without Chesterkin, that team is below most of the team in the East Conference. So I'm talking about 4, 5, 6 on the conference out there. Yes, the WAR, the Chesterkin is a game. The GVSA is at plus 21. Any other players have gave the most victory for the team because of him. So that's the problem with the Rangers. If Chesterkin does not play as Chesterkin did all year long, Rangers have a problem. I know they make a couple of trades. They got Andrew Cope. Tyler Mate is on the day-to-day at that moment over there. So that's a great player over there. And I think Cope bring some satisfy the third line over there. He could play the second line also. But I can see the Goodrow, what he's going to do with the playoff. We know Goodrow with the Tampa Bay step up with physicality, everything like that. So it'll be interesting about this. The prime Pittsburgh is going to be Casey DeSmith. Casey DeSmith can carry on that team all the way for 6-7 games? That's the problem they can get. The power play, both teams are great. The top 5 in the NHL. And the PK of the Pittsburgh is number 3 in NHL also. So it'll be really interesting about that. We think about, Rangers at Panarin, they have Grader, Zibanejad. But if you think about the Pittsburgh, they have Crosby, Guanzel, they have Ross over there, and then with Raquel with them, with Carter, Malkin, and Rodriguez. The bottom 9 is Jason Zucker back in the lineup. It's pretty good. Defense, you have Letang versus Fox. It's not bad. The key now is the goaltender, and that's I think an advantage for the New York Rangers. And 6 at that moment for my pick is going to be New York Rangers. Anything you want to add about that one, Mr. ENORTAP or Mr. Andrew?
I think it's all covered there. That was pretty good, Coach. Did a good job.
I tried to pick it up, everything here. Okay, thanks. Not easy to understand. This new draft system is a bit not a problem. We are here to helping everybody here. Any question? And, I spoke with Roger Bouchard today. He comes sometimes. He says, I'm shy to ask questions. I don't know. I said, no. Don't worry about that. Ask the question. Go to give you the best. Don't feel like you look like bad because you had that a bad question. Say, oh, everybody knows. Don't worry about that. We give you the best we can know. We maybe not all. If I don't have the answer, we're going to find some search and give you the next day about that. So any question you have, it's time. That's the show is all about tonight. So open up there. Give us your question. We're going to answer one by one. The key, guys, is to put the letter Q in front of that one over there. That's the only thing we're looking for about that. I don't know how many games for Toronto and Tampa Bay, but I don't know Toronto is getting first round. Not even for P3 prospect. Pierre Martin can never bet against Crosby. I like it. Nat said, Natalie, welcome aboard. Nat, thanks to be a part. She said, this boy will win tonight. Will win. Thank you so much, Nat. Hopefully you're ready for rock and roll. Your first week of May. Nat go to bed early because she work hard every single day. We know that about that. Tuesday, 8-game playoff NHL. Blackhawk said, do you guys think it will be the Wild will beat Evan? Terrible decision against the Blues. I'm going to give you this information, Mr. Blackhawks, the next couple of minutes. By the way, the Rangers beat Pittsburgh all year long. So that's another point about that one over there. About that. So that's what we're at.
The other thing is, last 3 out of the 4 years that Pittsburgh's been in the playoffs have not fared very well for them.
Did not cross the first one over there for sure.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Exactly.
Now we're going to talk about Toronto and Tampa Bay, and then the next 20 minutes we're going to hear Kelly said, when we're going to talk about Toronto. She's late. Too late anymore. We don't talk about Toronto at 9:15. After that, we'll be over. It'll be like that. She show up late. It's not what we can do about that one over there. Here we go. Toronto and Tampa Bay. Mr. ENORTAP, tell us a bit information or what you have, what you know, and your prediction before she's here so you can slip a little bit.
So I can talk liberally. Is what
yeah, you can talk about that.
Well, it's look, we know what Tampa Bay is. There's no doubt about that. There were some question marks, I'd say, about a couple of weeks ago. I think that they, in the last couple of weeks, they've answered those questions in spade. They went into Toronto, beat them handily. They went into Florida, beat them handily. Tampa's Tampa until they lose and they're the champions. I feel that the Leafs have a lot of talent. This is what I'll say about the Leafs. If for whatever reason they can get this monkey off their back of losing in the first round, they could be dangerous moving forward. I can definitely see that, and I will give them credit for that. But of all the teams to draw first round, Tampa Bay wasn't the one to get. I think Tampa Bay can win this game, this series. I'd say in about 6. I look at goaltending and advantage to Tampa Bay. Defense advantage Tampa Bay. The forwards, I would call them. I would probably make that a draw. Maybe Tampa has a little bit more depth because their third and fourth line. When you're looking at guys that have been there before, like Patrick Maroon, Corey Perry. That's where I think the series will be decided with that third and fourth line, just like it was last year, right?
Yep. Before we jump and draw, I have a couple of people to show up. Costa Viron, welcome aboard, Mr. Costa.
Welcome, Costa.
Hey, Costa.
We have a few people mentioned Run with Kings at Tampa Bay and 7. We have Kilo set and 5 for the Toronto. Mr. Wayne Jolie, welcome aboard. Thanks to be a part of the show.
Hey, Wayne.
Hey, Wayne. Welcome.
To decide New York or Montreal got into the playoff. absolutely right about this one over there. Adam said Tampa and 6. Tampa is getting hot at the right time. Guys, give you give give you your opinion and then run after that. Nono said that Tampa Bay and 5. By the way, Alan asked a question. Do you think the last Florida game against Montreal will come to hurt them in the playoff?
No. Not at all. I mean, Florida was missing, I think, 8 or 9 players, regulars.
Oh, yeah. You can't even count that.
Yeah.
No,
Tampa, not Tampa. Florida will be ready. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Adam said this is Toronto worst nightmare to play against Tampa Bay. I agree with that one there. Francois said Tampa and 7. About that, Toronto can beat Tampa. He will. Before PO start, Toronto visit Tampa is the most one-side matchup. I would have to pay. I would have to play for it about that one over there for Nicholas. Duane said if Leaf lose in the first round again, expect some very huge change. About that one over there, Mr. Andrew. What do you think about that? That probability return. By the way, we want to welcome Mr. Luciano Graziano. He slipped between, so welcome aboard, Mr. Lucky.
Yeah, I'm kind of picking Tampa in 6 as well. I'm even debating and going in 5 because honestly, I think goaltending they beat the Leafs. They're deep all the way through their lineup, and they're a well-oiled machine. They do this, when you know. I got to tap myself on the back here because I was backing them 100% weeks ago when you guys were questioning them. And honestly, this is a kind of, that's why they're the Stanley Cup champs. They've got this fine-tuned. They do this every year. And picking up a guy like, Corey Perry, I mean, come on. That's the type of guys you want. I think that's what really Toronto's got to worry about is guys like that. So that's a guy that can mess up your series real well. And I think that's going to happen. I think Toronto just does not have the physicality that Tampa has. Now, mind you, the odd predictors, believe it or not, they have Toronto slightly edging Tampa in this series. But I'm going to stick with Tampa and say 6, and I'm even debating 5. I just don't think Toronto's deep enough. I really don't, and I don't think they have the physicality. It's going to be a quick series, I think.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew. First of all, don't forget, guys, to click on the like. That'd be great. We're helping us to grow, to get better. Renaud asked a question. First question. If Tampa fall to the lead, will it be due to the bad goaltending?
If Tampa falls, this is the one thing I forgot to say. If Toronto, by some chance, pulls this off, what a feather in their cap to finally get the monkey off their back against the Stanley Cup champions. That could push them all the way.
Luciano said that Tampa only has to do 2 things: shut down Marner Matthews and be physical, and the series would be over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely. And that's, like I said, go ahead, Andrew.
No, I was just going to add, I think they have a little bit more depth than they did last year.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to look at guys like Bunting and Engvall. They have Tavares that's going to be healthy as well this year. So that'll give them a little bit of an equalizing force. They have Giordano that's come over as well last minute. So those things will help. I don't know. I see that probability there is way skewed in the opposite direction.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is Toronto's got to get through the first game to count their injuries, unfortunately. They got to get through that first game and see how they look. Because, look at last year. Losing Tavares, I think that played a big part in it to the Habs.
Sure.
Luciano said, do you believe that Matthews can still have a great playoff if Mitch Marner does not have a great playoff?
It's hard.
No.
Those two have to work in sync.
Yeah.
On this one, I would say all depend how do you see is a bad playoff or a good playoff. If you expect Marner does not score, but Matthew will score. Monsieur will score this year. Don't worry about Monsieur. Monsieur will score
Yeah.
this one over there.
Yeah, you
So
might
that
get a
would
goal.
be that would be something about that. But can Marner score? I'm not sure.
Well, it doesn't. I don't think it really matters. Like I don't think that necessarily we're looking for Marner to get goals. But
No.
if Matthews is scoring, it has to come from Marner. I mean, those two have been Batman and Robin all year long. They can't. They won't be separated. They're not going to go after like they're not going to cover just one player and leave the other one be. They'll both be covered.
I'm thinking, like I said, if Matthews couldn't handle, and our Clydesdales last year, look out when he gets to Clydesdales in Tampa, because he does not like to be hit, and they're gonna hit him.
What about Michael Bunting? Any news?
I think
he's supposed to play. Yeah.
Okay.
He's projected to start.
Okay, he did not play the last 5 games, right? So
right.
But I think he was at practice.
Yeah, okay. That's what I heard too.
Case is still on concussion with day-to-day right now at that moment. So that's what we're at about that. Nicholas said, I stick out with my head. I say it from 4-1 for Tampa. Renault, will the Abs spend $10.5 million cap hit on Price this summer or new players?
Well, again, we're in limbo. We're in limbo with where Price is. I mean, at least the one thing I was impressed about was Carey himself. That's the best answer we got so far. He's at least telling you he's not going to be able to handle 55 games. He's not even sure he can go ahead. So this is kind of scary right now. In all honesty, I don't know if Carey Price is ever going to lace up again. I'm really concerned.
The news what he said is this part over there. So the reason you didn't see him last week after he played 3 games, the knee was swollen.
Yeah.
So he went to New York, fixed it over there to check about this. The doctor said no, it's going to happening possible again. So he said, okay, I'm going to play Friday because possible it could be my last game in hockey. Yeah. And it was very important for him to play Friday, everything like that. Now he's going to take a couple of weeks off, see what the knee look like. Possible he have to need another surgery, minor, but another surgery. And he said, I'm not going to give up. I love hockey. I want to play again. So I'm going to go through this and see what it look like in the next couple of weeks, month. I will figure out what's the best for if I can do it or not. Because right now I cannot play at 100% if I cannot be there, but possibly I cannot play hockey anymore. So nobody really know until him and figure out the next couple of weeks about that situation for Carey Price. So Montreal have a difficult time to figure out what they have to do. Now, it can go around that money anyway because you can see the Carey Price money is not a problem for the Montreal Canadiens. It's to figure out after that, drop Jeff Petrie or not, his salary cap over there. They have to drop a couple of million. The best would be $12 million. How? Could be Petrie, Hoffman, Drouin, Armia, Biron, everything like that. Biron still cannot play at the level he was playing anymore. He can barely walk when he got hurt again. And now he feel like, so we have a lot of injuries about that. Could be the end of Price, could be the end of Biron. The time we tell us. And those kind of decisions. The good news about Montreal, they have 2 months to take those kind of decisions. What you talk about is the playoff. Nothing happening on the playoff. Everybody is on the all right now. They're just waiting. So they're going to do a lot of scouting. They're going to do a lot of search for now for the player for the NHL draft. And that's it. What will be the time? They may have some fun plan option with Price, without Price, and then would be wrong, will not be wrong, and then see what he can trade or not. Now, Jeff Petrie changed his mind a little bit. He was thinking maybe he would like to stay here. Can you said before he met Jeff Petrie, the media, we're looking to trade Jeff Petrie. So I don't think Jeff Petrie will be with Montreal next season.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to read that situation. I think Petrie did the right thing because if it looks like he comes out at that press conference saying, "Yeah, I'm looking to get out," it doesn't look good on him because other teams will be thinking he's not a team player, and
Yeah.
B, he's leaving all his options open because it sounds like it was for family purposes that obviously he requested the trade at the time. Hughes is doing the right thing too by saying, okay, I'm going to try to definitely accommodate his wishes to be traded. But to me, does that make sense? You get rid of him and you bring in a UFA at approximately the same price. Like,
Yeah.
it's fish or fowl here. Like, if you're going to rebuild, you're going to rebuild. To just exchange contracts, I don't know. I don't know.
I agree. I agree. And I think, we got more insight, and it was even confirmed by other players. Yes, he came forward, but that whole locker
Yeah,
room was thinking what he said. So I think he was
you're
a
right.
scapegoat for that locker room, to tell you the
You're
truth.
100% right about that. Like it
Yeah.
sounds like from what I heard that a lot of players were expressing some sort of discontent with Ducharme, and
Yeah.
he's the only one as a veteran that came forward and expressed it on behalf of the team, and we made him the Muppet because of it.
Right.
He cannot send anything negative at the end of the media. So he played the right cards, what he can
Yeah.
said, and he did the right things to said about that.
Yeah.
So we don't know what the meeting will be between him and the organization. We never know until Ken Hughes decide if they keep him or not. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
The key thing is I think he built up his value, which was
Yeah.
great over the last 10 games or so. And yeah, if you can move him, I would definitely move him. But we'll see how it goes. I expect he'll be gone.
So do I. I expect him to be gone, but now you got an option. And I think your point stands out there, ENORTAP. It's like with taking one guy out at that price just to get another one. If the guy's willing to stay, I mean, it's going to be Hughes' call.
All right,
Right.
Mr. Caleb Sauce, welcome aboard.
Hey, Clumsworth.
A cue from Nona. Half of the realized playoff is a very different game. Could have surprise at the end.
And usually do.
Always one for sure, 1 to 2. Caleb said Blash Hill has been shown the door, make the season a win for the Detroit. Not only him, the Coldender, and also assistant coach Doug Uda. They are out. About that, Pierre Martin, remember Toronto versus Florida blowing a 4-point lead. About that, Alan Maker, if I'm Jeff Gordon, the first thing I do this summer is resolve the Weber situation first thing.
Yeah,
I'd attack that too. Yeah, I'd attack that first too.
They cannot do anything until the NHL fix the problem.
Well, I really don't understand that situation because if you look at it from a contractual point of view, Montreal is in the driver's seat here. I mean, if you think about it, say what you want about Bergeron, but Bergevin, he did a great job in putting that clause into his contract when he came over in that PK Subban deal. And so right now, at least the way I see it, I mean, they're holding the bag here. Like Nashville's the one that's in trouble. Like
Well,
this
that's the
has to be
reason why the
resolved.
NHL don't do that.
Yeah, but you're going to set a huge precedence here. If a clause in a contract is broken at this point, it's going to create a world of precedents and problems within the NHL moving forward.
And that's
Hello,
the
sir.
reason the NHL, what the point is, the NHL PA, the NHL have an agreement. They said, look, let's push up all the way to the end of the year and see happen about that one over there and go from there. So that's what they had,
Well,
and now the
it's the end of the
NHL
year,
don't take any
but
decision yet.
It's the end of the year, coach. At this point, they should have made a decision. And at this point, if I'm Nashville, I say, okay, I'll take that contract back so that we're not holding the
the
bag
keys
here
that
with
just Montreal gave him back him. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah,
Don't give
exactly.
anything.
That's it.
For sure,
That's it.
consideration.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that has to be done before the draft is done, because a lot of decisions are made that day or going into that with certain intentions. You can't have this Weber contract looming over your head. And just as an aside, I really, again, I respect that there's reasons why things sometimes don't materialize, but I'm in total disagreement with the fact that he did not attend the Lafleur tribute, number one,
Totally.
and number two, that he refused to meet with the media yesterday. That really turned me off.
Yeah.
Welcome, Mr. Michael DeVillano.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, boys.
How's it going, Mike?
It's pretty early here. I'm in London, so I almost slept through it.
That's right, no problem. Michael is in London at that moment. Thanks to
London,
us, take your
Ontario?
time during the night.
Oh, yeah, it was not that early there.
Clock ringing yet, or what?
1:48 a.m.
Don't forget, everybody, to click on the likes. We're going to go through the people's quick, and then we're going to get there quicker to back of you about this one. Or there's nothing Jeff Goddard can do about Weber. Allen, that's a king right there. I'm going to try to get over there, so bring that outside right here. Bunting is doubtful for game one.
Oh, no,
It's
that's not
doubtful.
good.
So Luciano said it's not.
right
It's
there.
50-50.
He'll play. He'll play. Trust me.
If Toronto lose
yeah.
game one, the media will jump all over them, Allen said.
Of course, yeah.
Toronto will be compensated, but the weakness in the net is going to be the downfield, get a real goalie during the summer. Francois, I'm still going with the leave. Blackhawk said Price would be back in September. Pierre Martin said, question, if either one of the were the owners of the leave and they get knocked out first round, who would you hold accountable?
Either were the owner of the lease. Oh. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. They've had success during the regular season. I get the playoff issue. You still do have a very young, quality GM there. So it's tough. Like, it's not like he's done a terrible job. Like, a lot of these moves have worked out very well. Who would have thought Bunting would have been in the Calder race?
Isn't that
Like, you look, Makhayev's worked out very well. Campbell's worked out well aside from injuries. Like, so they haven't been any caught. They lost Hyman, but they've replaced him. So everything he's done has worked well. And then look at the defense right now, like picking up Giordano at the end. So I don't know. It's a tough call. Like, do you really want to blow this thing up when you have 4 cornerstone pieces? Maybe one. Like, I still think the Tavares thing, you might have to make a call on that. But the salary cap's going up by $1 million next year.
But they
So the question, are you feel someone here can tell if he's going to fire someone or not? Are you follow what Michael said, or you think they will
I'm
go
sure
to
they
fire?
will, but
Yeah.
I think
No,
I think Dubas is on the hot seat. There's no doubt
Yeah,
about
for
it. Whether
sure.
he gets fired, I don't know.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you should do that.
Right.
Like, they're saying if I'm the owner, that's different,
Yeah.
I would replace the coach. I think the coach, if anything, will get out-coached.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because I see that myself. I think I don't know.
We were
Babsy
saying-
had a better thing going, in my opinion.
Of course, that's an elite, world-class Stanley Cup winning coach. He's been to the final 3 times.
Oh, Cooper. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Cooper, but I'm thinking Babcock. Like,
Babcock. Yeah.
you replaced a guy based upon a bunch of nonsense. I mean,
Yeah.
Stubbick ask you this question: if a player retire until under contract, how does it affect the salary cap?
it depends on the age, right?
No.
No.
If the players get retired, is
Yeah.
the salary cap disappear
play-
completely. It's
Right,
not
yeah.
buyout.
It's the-
It's just he decide to retire, so they don't pay him, and the salary cap, example, $10 million, they just drop $10 million on the salary cap.
The player
if he-
basically takes the hit.
But if he retires after 35, it's not the same as being bought out.
No.
Like
You can retire at 26, not change anything, Michael, because you just retire.
Yeah, it's like if Price were to retire this year because of
Yeah.
injuries, he's going to leave a lot of money on the table because of the length of his
He lose
contract.
$31.25 million.
Right.
He's not
But
leaving
it comes
that
up,
money.
it
So you think it
fixes
comes
our
off?
salary cap. Yeah,
Really?
I think so.
Oh.
That's what they say. That's what they say. Yeah, but I don't see. I see him going on IR first for a season at least.
Yeah,
Before
he's got
leaving
that
that
knee. That knee problem is not a.
He got a
Non-thing.
he got a signing bonus at $6.75 million in September.
And he probably wants
Yeah,
his next one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So even if he
At
has to
least
go
put it
on the
down.
LTIR for a year, he's going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like he wants to play, but I guess he's having all the swelling, right?
Yeah. I think
Allen said Petrie 22 points the last 29 game +2. You cannot deny those numbers.
There's nothing wrong with Petrie except he shouldn't
Agree.
be at number 1. He should be at number
Right.
3.
Yeah. Yeah. fair.
Please still trade to be. Thanks for the love, the leave. Dan O'Connell, welcome aboard. ENORTAP Petrie, bad. Renault, assuming Armia has no trade value, it will end up as a Laval Rocket on his future. No.
No, I don't see that
No, he
either.
can't.
Well,
What's
you
his
can send
contract
him a
at?
Laval.
Yeah, he can.
Another problem with
But
that
he'll
part over
be
there,
picked
you have
up.
no close, so he can go there. The problem now, you're going to have $3.4 million and your salary cap sleep between your hands because you just sent Armia over there. So
but-
if he's
but-
not trade,
Wait, what's his contract at? It's 3.2 a year?
3.4.
3.4, but if he clears waivers and they send him the minors, only half counts.
Right.
Yeah, but he's not going to clear the, you know what I mean? Like, he's
No,
not going
somebody
to
will
clear.
pick him up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess if the objective is to get rid of that salary cap hit, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toronto may be the Canada best chance to cup.
I don't think that's
if
true.
that's the
I
case,
think
Pierre,
Calgary
we
is.
are
I
in
think
trouble.
Calgary is too.
I wish Petrie would not have been so vocal because I don't see it would be a better player contract. Letting an expensive, I fear about that one, about Jeff Petrie. Does it make sense for Price to rest a recovery for the season and then come back as a reduced players?
What do we mean, a reduced player?
I don't know. He's talking about the time with salary. The salary does not change, Renault.
No,
Now, if you talk
no.
about time, he's already mentioned he's never going to be back like 50 games per year. So as the time, expect about 50-50 with Jake Allen.
Yeah.
About that one. There should be that. Then if Montreal was it, it would be Montreal go leave it. Like outside Michael. Renault Ave should be pay Letank everything to lend him if it was the cost. Hello, Coach Alan Barnes. Welcome. What? Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. I tried to go for Pierre Martins. Welcome, Michael. No. No, they talk each other. Guys, they did like okay, the Weber trade. Michael Brisson is doing well in Vegas.
So yeah, Brendan's doing well. I mean, this kid always he has surprised us all the way along. Like I think I've told Pierre, like when you looked at him when he was, like, you know, before he went to Shattuck, I don't think he was even the best player on the LA Junior Kings. Like it was like, it's all right.
Yep.
No one was jumping at him, and then he went to Shattuck. His first year was okay, and then suddenly he became a different player. Like.
I agree with you about that. Don't forget to click on the like. Bryce Garrett, welcome aboard.
The other guy
Hey,
that's going to be like
Bryce.
that
How's it going, Bryce?
is watch for Andre Gasso. Like that was the same thing. Like he wasn't even the best player on his team, but his dad's really hard on him too. His dad runs the LA Junior Kings program. His dad played in the Q. His uncle played in the Q, just like Pat played in the Q. And Andre Gasso is going to be something.
Caleb said, miss the Guy Tribune. It was Guy Lafleur about that. London calling, welcome Michael. Weber missed the Tribune. Caleb, okay.
So what was the story with that? Like he doesn't want to be seen in public?
He's refusing to talk right now for whatever reason.
Can't get an answer.
It just doesn't. It's the optics, right? It doesn't look good on him as captain of the team, and and then not. I don't know, not appearing at the tribute, and now I heard it took apparently Chantal Maccabee quite a bit to say to him, extend your leave, because he was going to leave right after the physicals yesterday. And she said, well, maybe you might want to stick around till Tuesday to go to the funeral.
He's still, he's in Montreal now. He's still for the funeral.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, only because she asked him to.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Does he think he's gonna play again, or what is it?
Oh no! It's just that they're looking at him. They haven't heard anything for the fans, which normally, in Montreal captaincy, they expect communication. So he hasn't communicated all season. He hasn't communicated in day one. Then Lafleur going. I mean, you can't do that not in that city. I mean, that's a legend. We don't have too many of those anymore. And again, to not appear after his physical either. So he should. And then he went to what's the goaltender's PIERRE's retirement.
PIERRE
over there.
He went to that.
So he went to his retirement, but Lafleur's funeral wasn't enough.
That is weird.
That doesn't
Or
look
the
good.
tribute.
Doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good.
Mike Grafford got fired today.
So where was he coaching?
Chicago, assistant coach.
Chicago is a friggin' train wreck, guys. Like, I don't.
Said ever.
Yeah.
Question for
Didn't
Pierre
they just-
Martin. Suzuki want to be the captain. What do you think, guys? Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes.
Nope.
Absolutely
early.
not.
Too
Just
early.
wait.
No. Yeah, and I again, I'll stand by that. I think nothing against Suzuki, but I think I'd rather see us go to the tradition. Let point leaders stick on with worrying about points, and I don't think that we're getting into a trend. And Montreal should hold the example because they took captaincy serious in the past. So let the players that get points, but he's not a leader. You know what I'm saying? For a whole team. Captaincy wise,
It's a big deal. Being the captain of the Canadiens is like being.
So
it's like being the bishop to the Pope.
Right. So let someone like Edmonston and let Edmonston do it for 2 years, and you got a kid coming up who everybody seems to think, and I've seen him with the press, Gooley. He seems to be the ideal guy coming up. If they can be patient.
Don't do that to him.
No.
Oh,
no, it's too much.
I think
it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure.
But I think well with the media. He's well with the media.
I admire the fact that Suzuki said he would cherish and honor that position if he got it.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely what you want to hear. But you can't put him in a position like that at this age. Like you said, give it to somebody like Edmondson, who's still got 2 years on his contract with Montreal. And if Suzuki keeps growing and developing the proper way, then maybe he's ready in 2 years, in 3 years.
All right. Nicolas, oui, on a pris Tampa Bay en 6, mon Nicolas, comme toi.
I don't agree with this split.
What?
75. I see him looking on the screen at 75-25 Minnesota.
Did you see the last one?
Wow.
Toronto and Tampa?
Well, this is a probability, the plus minus 2, plus 2. About that. They did 50,000 simulation, and the probability make the Wild winning 75% from the analytic about what, because every number goes for 5 versus 5, even strength, 4 French, which Corsi, it's all Minnesota dominate the Blues.
I accept the season series.
So I just want to. That's the reason they go that way. So I've not said they.
I think it's a lot closer than that.
So that's what the reason they go that way there.
Like,
exactly.
Those are legit, man.
Renault said
both-
that yes,
both
exactly. Renault. So it was for the goalie Price. Less game about that over there. I want to check something.
Yeah, I think that series goes to 7.
It might. It might just go to some puck luck, or health. Like, did they have 105 points in St. Louis?
St.
I think
Louis
they had over 100, right?
Yeah, both of them
they're
are
over
100.
St. Louis 109 and Minnesota
105.
111. 111.
High.
Yeah.
Minnesota
all
beat
of them
St.
are.
Louis. Alain Verco said Minnesota beat St. Louis in 5. Nonar said Wall in 6. Lucian Petrie said he was not sure, but it would be when Montreal Canadiens and Liberation against them. They would have Fleury, that's why they have a chance. Minnesota in 7, François Pitre. Nicholas, if Dallin Contner on Arizona, their only real good prospect right now is the real deal, in your opinion. He talked about Dylan Cutner for Edmonton or King. We have the man of the man, Mr. Michael.
Well, I mean, Dylan is an excellent prospect, but they have a lot of assets coming up. So they have like 3 first-round picks in the coming draft.
Yeah, 14 pick.
And they
You got
have
5,000 picks coming up.
and they have 4 or 5 second-round picks. So they have a lot of assets. They have Victor Soderstrom, so that's another excellent prospect. I'm trying to think of who else they have in that system. I mean, the goaltender popped through, so that was kind of nice. I'll have to look. I can't remember who else is on that roster, but there's definitely other prospects. I mean, Dylan Guenther is legitimate. Like, he's a very good prospect. And Soderstrom, I mean, I don't know, Pierre, I like Soderstrom still. Like, he's going to be a really solid defenseman. I don't know if he'll be a number 1, but he might be at least a top 2 or 3.
Yeah, I tried to look about what they have. Some of them are not signed up yet, so that's the problem about that one over there. So
yeah, let's take a quick look. So Josh Doan is a legitimate prospect. Moser has turned out great, guys. Have you watched him? The defenseman in Arizona, watch this guy. He's a 3rd-round pick this year, and he's playing in the NHL.
yeah,
And if you watch him, he's a top 3. Like, this is a big,
that's the reason they trade Lebushkin.
excellent scouting. He's way better than the Bushkin. Like, he can power play or back a power play. Like, he's real good. You know, yeah, it's weird that because they dumped that Mitchell Miller guy, but although he's had a really good year, hasn't he? Yeah, man, there's not a lot of other prospects.
Soderstrom could play a couple of games over there also. About that.
20 games.
And Matthew wouldn't have another bad year over there. It's not say he's great, but I think Hayton, Barrett Hayton is another one there. They got Jack McBain back from NCAA, scored already a couple of goals over there. I'm talking about the prospect right there, so that's pretty good for that one over there.
But the big hit's going to be this year and next year. They got a lot of assets.
Round with King 7, St. Louis 7, Round with King said about that. Don't count Bennington out. He's tricky. About that.
He is streaky, but he looks really bad right now.
Yeah.
Like, I will say that. I've always been a Jordan booster, but, man, it's...
Casey, welcome aboard. Nicolas said Minnesota in 6. Wild versus Blues 50-50. Nicholas. Minnesota St. Louis maybe finish in 7 and OT. François Pitre. Stratic is a lot closer que de maybe 60 for the Wild. Uso is very impressive. He only need 1 goalie for 1 round. Bennington can win by himself with good defense. Wild Blue is a game 7 and OT. Fernand will win 16 and OT this year. Jose Duarte, welcome aboard. I just want to say with everyone, thank you for all of you do, and I enjoyed the playoff. Thanks so much, Jose. Good luck for you, Blue, with you leave. Pierre Martin, Wild Blues. I'm going to call this as my bet, but I'm going to scare my winner going to the lose. I'm scared my Wild are going to lose. That what is my savior. I jinxed them.
I'm on the fence in that series. That's the only series I'm on the fence. I don't know which way to go on that one.
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean,
it's tough.
This team's got some Stanley Cup DNA. They've got an excellent coach. If Huso is good, I mean, I don't love Minnesota's goaltending. I mean, Talbot's good, and Fleury's obviously got history, but Fleury's history is also up and down like a roller coaster in the playoffs. And they're like, who's got a better defense? You could toss up a puck. Because they have identical numbers in goals for and goals against, and they're like 2 points apart in the standings. Now, the wins, I think there's like 4 wins difference, but that's not the end of the world. I don't know, man. St. Louis is interesting. Like,
they're 2 very balanced teams. There's very
St. Louis is hard to play against.
Yeah.
One of the best series.
Welcome, Kelly. Kelly just show up. Thanks to be a part of the show. Nicholas Soderstrom is fine, but more at a 3 or 4. Never know Todd Balmain like an elite now. He said about that one over there.
They traded away a couple guys that are really good now, right? Like they traded away Kevin Ball, which I think, look at him in New Jersey now. Like you're like, oh, when would you like him back? So that that's the previous GM, and they traded away. It's interesting though. It's like Maselli played this year too, so he had 23 games. Barrett Hayton, it'll be interesting to see. This could go either way. Like, is he really turned a corner? I think they felt that he doesn't work hard, but if he shows what he showed this year on a consistent level, then they've got a player, right? But that's still a tough one. Jan Janek's good, and they I'm trying to think of the other guy they traded. They traded another guy away that I was like, oh, way to go. Well, they traded away their first round pick in 2020, and their second, and their third. So you're right. They're missing a lot of assets until this year, and now they're going to have all the assets.
So what is your prediction, Mr. Nortap, for
But
St.
they're
Louis
always
Blues?
recycling, eh? Toss them out. Let's get another batch.
Well, this year will be the hallmark for that GM Armstrong. Like, they'll finish probably low again on purpose, but I don't know, do they get the first overall pick? Like, maybe.
You never know, right?
Mr. Nortap, what is your prediction between Minnesota and St. Louis Blues?
Well, like I said, I think there's very little to pick between these two teams. I think they both have 2 decent goaltenders each that can jump in at any moment in case one of them gets lit up for whatever reason. The defense is even. Maybe St. Louis might have a little bit more depth. Like they can throw 4 lines at you, whereas Minnesota, I think, they're solid with 3 of the lines. I think where I give Minnesota the slight edge, because I'll take Minnesota to win in 7, is they can throw more physicality at the Blues. And
really? You think so?
I think so. I think so. Their defense is a little bit bigger than St. Louis. And having picked up guys like Middleton and Delorier, like these guys are going to put a lot of pressure on there. And I don't know if guys like O'Reilly have to get in the mix. Like you take O'Reilly off the ice, that's a big problem for St. Louis.
Yeah,
but he's playing. It was weird. Like is he hurt or what are you thinking?
No. I'm just saying if he has to get involved with the physicality aspect of it, and he's in the penalty box instead of being on the ice. I know,
Ryan.
He never.
But
you have 6-minute penalty per game per year.
Yeah, that's not Ryan. Ryan was very hard to play against, but he's not going to take up any physical.
I know.
He's going to use his brain.
But that's my point. Like, who else picks up the slack there physically? It's not going to be. It's not going to be Perron. It's not going to be Buskevich, Thomas, Tarasenko.
Okay, so on D, you've got Falk and Parayko, which they're no slouches. Scandella's a big boy. So you've got some beef back there. On forward, it's weird. Like they got a lot of Robbie Fabry type grit, right? They got Robert Thomas. Tarasenko, you're not going to push around. He's a big man. Bukanevich is a big man. Kyrou is actually not a small guy. Barbashev's not a small guy. So they're weird, right? Like they're tough. But they're not like going to fight you tough.
No, I think they're
Brandon Saad.
Team
like
tough.
They're beefy. They're a beefy
They're
team.
tough. They're team tough, but I still think Minnesota throws a little bit more. Like guys like
maybe
Dumba, Middleton, Delorier.
Middleton's big.
Yeah.
I like Delorier. I think Delorier is a big change there.
Even though
Fournier is out, possible Fournier is out for the first game.
I think there's only one guy that's the big difference here, and that's Kaprizov.
Yeah.
Well,
you don't have a Kaprizov. Well, as good as Tarasenko is, that's not, Kaprizov.
See, I'm thinking this goes 7th game, overtime. Minnesota gets the winning goal, probably.
So do you think Kaprizov was worth the $10 million, guys?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think so.
But he didn't score 50. He only scored 47.
Yeah, but I think he'll get there. Give him
Yeah,
next
we
year.
said to the reason why St. Louis
I think
win.
keep him.
The St. Louis win
Should keep
because
him.
the Minnesota don't have nobody score after Kaprizov and Arman.
You think so? Matthew Boldy is
No,
killing it.
They don't
Foligno
have
had
Yeah.
anybody can score like
Yeah.
St. Louis have on the
but
top
they have
line over there.
Fiala.
Zuccarello
Fiala.
scored
Fiala
6
and
goals.
Boldy. Yeah.
Zuccarello's never scored. He never performs on the playoff since he played in NHL. Zuccarello never. We talk about Goudreau, talk about Marner. Zuccarello is the same mold like Tatar. Exactly. Zuccarello never performs on the playoff over there. Then after that, what they have after that?
They have Fiala. They have Goudreau,
Yeah,
Boldy.
Fiala,
Watch
that's
these
it.
guys.
That's it after that. But
No,
Yeah, but
Goudreau
that
have
Boldy
second
is
line
Goudreau have
is
13
very
goals.
deadly.
Now I'm going to
Yeah,
give
Boldy
you
had
and
39
St.
points
Louis
I'm gonna-
after that.
I'm gonna
going
give
to
you
give
one
you
name
and
to
St. Louis what they
remember.
have. Puchnevich, Thomas, Tarasenko, O'Reilly, Perron.
Yeah. Well, that's
Right?
my
I'm
point.
just give you the first 6 right there. I'm not going at the third line yet. They have a Brandon Saad after that over there. That's number 7 over there. Then we go to Minnesota. Who they have?
Well,
Kaprizov.
so hold on. Let's slow
No,
down.
no, that's
So
not
they have
true.
Kaprizov had
They
47
have Eric
goals.
Sinek.
Fiala
They
had
have
33
Eric Sinek.
goals.
Who?
Yeah.
Who,
Marcus
Michael?
Foligno. Marcus
Fiala had
Foligno.
33
Eric
goals,
Sinek.
guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you gotta let's not downplay the offense. Like they had the same
Yeah.
number of goals for and goals against this year. They both scored 311 in that
Yeah.
that area, and they both let in like 240. So there's like a 70 point plus for both. They're very close in stats. And
So-
Fiala had 33 goals. Zuccarello had 24 goals. Hartman had 34 goals. Aaron Knack
Yeah.
had 26 goals. The
That's right.
surprise was Goudreau at 14. You had 23 goals from Marcus Foligno. Now, do I believe that in the playoffs? I don't know. But Boldy, I think, legitimately will be
Yeah.
in
I like
play
that
for
kid.
them.
Bully is going to be
That's gonna
great.
be
I like
Boldy,
that's gonna be-
Boldy will
good.
be great in NHL. Why he's going to
Yeah.
be like
Yeah.
a full year. This kid will go score 25. Like nobody talk about him
Yeah.
because they talk about Raymond,
Yeah.
Zach
And he's a
Grass,
big
and
guy.
absolutely.
everybody.
And he's
Boldy
6'2",
is a
6'3".
great hockey
Big
player.
boy,
He's a
can
big
score
guy
big
also. I
time.
think he's
Yeah.
6.
But it is the
6'2"?
playoffs.
6'3",
This,
I think.
this
Yeah,
series,
something-
technically, when you look at this series, and in all seriousness, they're so close, it's
Such a-
almost
yeah.
a case of which goalie gets hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I
Who
think that's,
steals-
that's,
who steals
that's why
a couple
you might give
games?
it the edge to Minnesota overall on any of these. And that, but I don't know. I don't think that there's any guarantee with Talbot and
Hard
Fleury.
No, I know, I agree.
It's going to be
Yeah.
a 7 game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
if
going to
it's
be
not,
one of
it'll
the
be a
best
great
series in the
six.
playoff. Yeah.
I
It's
think
great.
Boldy will be the name we'll remember at the end of this series.
Yeah, maybe we'll get them out of there in Minnesota, right? Maybe they'll be so over, the pocket that we'll wheel and deal and get them out of there. Wishful
Let's move
thinking.
on for the next thing here.
Like,
Renaud, you
defense
talk
is
about
not-
Lafrenière, but we're going to pass right now. We'll try to follow up with everything for the playoff, if you don't mind, Renaud, about Lafrenière. He was still in New York anyway, so don't expect him to go
Kid
nowhere.
got 19 goals. Yeah.
Coach Ray Denny
He's
for
gonna
another
be fine.
channel. We have not seen anything.
Lafreniere's going to be fine.
Yeah, just relax. He's got 19
Yeah.
goals from the third line. Like, you got a lot of talent ahead of him right now.
Yeah.
Zenit Gaming, welcome aboard. It's just not talk each other. So I tried to get a cue. We're not going to follow your story. If you have a question, we're going to follow. If you put something up, we're not going to put nowhere. About Detroit, Jonathan Berggren is a top 6 million of opinion. Everybody can. What do you think about Jonathan Berggren, Michael?
I think that is the question. I think that it remains to be seen. He had a phenomenal year in the AHL, and you've got to think the next step is he's got to make the team. There's going to be a new coach. Like, yay! Finally, like, where do you get to keep your job missing the playoffs 6 years in a row?
Yeah,
I mean,
really.
Yeah,
What the hell's going on there? So that's positive alone, and that's what'll. No coach is gonna. Well, they might just say, Jonathan, make the team, But I think that's the big question. He's got so much talent. He's a really smart player. But can he knock out,
Is he-
like Rasmussen had a great end. Raymond's going to take a step in another year, and
Mm-hmm.
Larkin's.
Do you think they'll
hurt.
use him? Do you think they'll use him at center or as a winger?
I think
left
you got to
winger?
use him at center.
Yeah.
But so that's a problem, right? Because you're not going to knock out Larkin. He's at least a second line center. Rasmussen
Yeah,
is showing he can score, and that's an intriguing
that's a nice.
package.
That's nice.
Valeno, I guarantee you, will take another step.
He's
They really
probed.
like Pius Suter. Like Pius Suter worked out well for them.
Yeah.
But if anything, he'll take Pius Suter's job. And the question is what they get in the draft. But I think your hope is that this guy shows he's top 6 because you're not going to want him top 9. I don't think.
Yeah.
All right. Jose said that coach is Case coming back. Is a day to day right now is a game decision for Case with a concussion. So that's what we at that moment.
Is Frederick Anderson coming back?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
That's a
Every
good question.
year, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dan asked question, can Maple Leaf beat the Lightnings? Most of the people then said that Tampa Bay win in 6. Some said Toronto.
It will be,
it'll be interesting about that.
If they win, that's an upset because you're playing the champ, right? Like they've got the biggest dragon to slay right now.
Yeah. But if they could pull it off, I don't think they will, but if they could, that could take them right to the cup.
Or it could wear them out.
Renaud asked you this question.
Momentum, right? Just of taking out the Stanley Cup champs in the first round.
No.
Yeah.
Should the Ab put their first draft pick on the table to get the Rangers the trade Alexis Lafrenière?
Why?
No.
And the Rangers won't do it.
They're not going to do it. They'd be out of their mind to do it.
They're going to need that salary relief, and he's shown he can play.
All right, next series is the Edmonton Oilers versus the Los Angeles Kings. The Oilers 68, Kings 32. What you expect and what you think and what your prediction about that? We start with Mr. Andrew.
I think this one here, because Edmonton has improved so much, I honestly think with the Kane move and Kulak, and Smith is playing much better. So they're just really on full cylinders right now. I just think with missing Doughty, although you got to watch Quick. That's kind of the only thing I see on the other end. You got to watch Quick. He gets hot. That could be something. But I do see Edmonton taking this in 6.
Michael?
I mean, there's a guy by the name of Philip Dano that just went to the Stanley Cup final. You've got Arvidsson, who's been in the playoffs like every year he's been in the NHL, at least 6 or 7 in a row. It's shocking how good they are defensively without Doughty. And I think that this is going to be a clash of two styles, right? They know Todd McLellan in Edmonton. That's what they're saying. The other side's not saying much. The other side's just going to play big, beefy hockey. And, we're going to find out a lot about Edmonton real fast. I think Edmonton wins it. But if Smith goes down for any reason, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I got
Mr. ENORTAP, I was reading. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
I agree.
I agree with a lot of those points. It's Edmonton. Well, let's start with LA. I think LA plays a very good team defense concept, and they probably have 2 of the best checkers on that. Like between Dano and Kopitar, they can shut down. They can shut down the McDavid factor, or at least reduce that. The only thing I see it really an advantage towards Edmonton is the fact that they were able to distribute some of their scoring to some extent. Like first line, you got McDavid, Puljujarvi, and Kane, which is legit. So they're going to focus on shutting down McDavid there. And then you have Hyman, Draisaitl, and Yamamoto. So that gives you something. And then you got even, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Fogle, Derek Ryan on the third. That's not too bad. They have, if they're going to win this, it's going to be that second and third line that has to rise to the occasion, because defensively, LA is still hurting. Like their defense, not having Doughty there is a big hole. Big hole.
Edmonton lost Nurse, by the way.
Oh,
Is that
But
for sure?
no, it's not. I don't think so. He's not. He's
Thought
not out.
I
He was skating this morning.
Yeah, but he's not like a 100% like.
He'll be
Okay.
there.
Yeah. He'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's going to be interesting because on paper, like LA, you look at LA and you go, is this team in the playoffs? But they win.
I know.
They
I know
win.
they're
They
a
win. They
shocker.
win. They win. Right? Like
they win.
Edmonton
And I
should
love
win this
Jonathan
series.
Quick. I love Jonathan Quick. He is somebody that can
He
step up
he could be an X
like
factor
nobody's
for
doing.
sure.
Oh
The
yeah.
the other thing is also I was talking about this the other day. The added bonus for LA when they got Dano was the fact that the guy put up 27 goals.
Who saw that coming?
If he's relied upon to do a more checking role, which is really his expertise, that takes a little bit away from his offense. And
And it
so
doesn't
where are
seem
they
to.
going to get that scoring?
But
No,
it doesn't
during the
seem.
regular season I get, but if they're saying, you know what, your job is to make sure McDavid's not getting any points out there, then that's his focus. It isn't offense necessarily. That's what the problem in Montreal was, right? He wasn't
Yeah.
scoring because he
Yeah.
was given too big of a defensive role.
Yeah, I think that he's got a better relationship with the coach, and I don't think it's all on him to just be defensive. I think he's
Yeah.
shown that he can do both, and every game in LA is a playoff game. The way they play, right? Like they already
Yeah.
have that style down. They don't have to make any adjustments whatsoever. They're ready. So
Yeah.
that's what the X factor is. On paper, Edmonton should clean their clock, but
You
Then
never know.
ask you, do you believe they can win the Stanley Cup?
they could.
They could. Yeah, they're hot. They're hot right now. They're playing
They're
well.
just real good.
And if Smith, if he holds up and doesn't get hurt, he's been
That's the
playing
key.
some good hockey, right?
I don't think they can win a cup. Don't think they're quite there.
I don't
You
think
know,
so
like
too.
okay,
there.
all right. So look at it.
They can
like,
win 2
objectively.
rounds. 2 rounds, I could see them doing.
Yeah, for
After
sure. Which
that-
means they could probably go to the final. Like if you look at the depth on the forward, who has depth like them on forward?
I
The
know.
question mark is always like, do you like them past Nurse and Bouchard? Kulak helps on the bottom.
Yeah, that
He can
helped
play-
this year.
It really boils down to like Cody Ceci and Duncan Keith, which sends shivers up my spine.
And Tyson Berry.
Yeah, I mean,
Offensively, that helps. but
terrible,
Defensively,
right?
he's
Like,
horrible. Yeah.
he's
yeah.
gonna kill you. It's gonna
Defensively,
be
yeah.
terrible.
All right,
There's no
Bruno,
recovery,
I
right?
don't do anything with hockey guy. Caleb Soderblom could make the team. Michael, what he said
He's so
about
interesting,
him.
this guy. Great year, 23 or 21 goals, 6'7", has skill of a small
Wow.
guy. He's going to be that's going to be something they're going to talk about for a long time. Is wow, you got this guy in the 6th round. What were we all looking at?
Yep. Kings and 7 for Noner. John said Tampa Bay Lightning and 5 game. Nicholas, food for thought. I will come to Leke Rimaki. He got 15 and 6 game this U18, right at 14 and 5, but a stack in Canada team and compare Leke as before. So I tried to follow his question, but I don't know. He
So
compared both of them or what?
He's not. Yeah, there's a difference, obviously, but this is going to be a draft where someone's going to pop up and go, why didn't we take this guy? Like, there's just so many. There was so much missed hockey for a year for a lot of these guys, especially Wright, and now he's got the rust off, so that's great. But there's going to be someone in there we're all overlooking. It's just a weird year.
Yep.
The 05s are weird.
Dwight said Kane could become
Horse.
could be the dark horse for the Oilers.
He might be.
That's what I think. I think since he's got there, they're a different team.
The other thing we haven't talked about
go ahead.
is the fact that the Oilers can play a much more physical game, I think, than LA.
Yeah.
That
Something
can
they
wear
didn't
them
have.
down.
They're big, man. They're big on
Yeah.
forward.
They're big.
That's what I'm saying. Like they can really
Yeah.
wear down the defense that's already a little bit depleted right now.
And Mike Smith will fight you.
He'll do something.
He's a big guy.
Strasik, you talk about the
He is.
performance of the coach, Jay Woodruff. What do you think about him?
Well,
Very
this
good.
I
is
think he's done a
another
great
interesting
job.
matchup, right? But was he not the assistant to McClellan?
Yes.
So Jay Woodcroft and McClellan, like, there's some DNA there between these guys, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a really interesting series.
Mhm.
It's like the Master and the Apprentice.
He did a great job, though, like
Absolutely.
separating, like just creating the lines that he did, and just giving the players the belief that they can do it. I think
Yeah.
that's what the difference is. But
We're going to talk about why Danu scored 27 goals with Los Angeles and why did not do anything with Montreal. Is it the system? Is it the coach? Why he flourished with the Kings?
Coach.
Well, our caliber
cool.
down in Montreal, I hate to say this, but our caliber is a lot less than what the Kings got going right now. They got a good young lineup, and you got a guy like Kopitar. We don't have anybody like that.
Yeah, there's no Kobe.
There's just more. Yeah, there's just more to work with in LA. So
Kempe
I think that's what it
through,
was.
right? Like Kempe had 35 goals this year. Arvidsson's a very consistent veteran. Brownie didn't have a great offensive year. Brownie announces his retirement, guys. Like,
Yes, I heard that.
that's going to be really interesting, right? Like, why did Brownie announce his retirement? Because you know what's going on. That's a really mature dressing room, and I think that helps. And they go, just let him do his thing. He's going to be your best defensive player, and he says he can score. Let's see. Let him. We don't care. We're not going to stop you from scoring.
Yeah.
ENORTAP?
yeah, no, I agree. I think
What a steal.
the Oilers will take this series probably in
so.
6.
Let's hope so.
But it's not going to be easy.
No,
They're not going to
no,
pull it
won't be
away.
easy.
What a year, boys. Like, we got some crazy matchups.
Yeah.
Great matchups. Yeah.
Black Eye ask you, do you think Quick can handle the Oilers?
He gets hot. He's something to
He's
worry
been
about.
hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. He's got the pedigree. He's been there
Oh my God,
before.
One more run.
Guy. And
Yeah.
he's
That's all
hot
he's
at the
thinking
right
is one
time.
more run.
I like him. Always have.
Strasik said under Woodcroft, CC is a strong player. Still worry about key turnover if Russell can stay healthy. So Strasik follow the team all the time, so we know a little bit more. So thanks sharing for sure. Steve G, welcome aboard. Thanks to get about that. Don't forget to mention Evander to wreck any plan I might to put McDavid in check. Not comparing them one-to-one, more draft spot for Lettering Maki is not a center coach.
It's a weird year for centers. Like, all your centers are either big guys that don't have high skill, or they're smaller guys that have high skill and might have to move to the wing.
I think most of the good centers are next year too. Next year's draft, if I'm not mistaken.
But I think Mike's right though. The centers that are there, a couple of them in this year's definitely going to have to go to the wing. I think.
Yeah.
Then we have a couple of people. Player will be his friend from Calgary Glass season. Yep. Bonsoir, Evan. Roger, if some of these things said that you going in, okay, we get over there. We go that one there. Let's move on to the next series. Talking about the Carolina versus Boston Bruins.
Wow, really? So someone asked me, they go, we were at a wedding, and I think I mentioned that one guy, his friend is Charlie Jacobs. So his grandfather is Jeremy Jacobs. And he was like, hey, so do my Bruins have a shot? And we all said no. But then I looked on paper, and I'm like, oh, we're probably underestimating them a little bit. Like, Swayman has shown he's a very solid goalie. You got Allmark, who is no bum. And they're deep at every position. Like, DeBrusque had a great year. You got points like up and down that lineup that we don't like. We talk about the big three, but you got Taylor Hall in the second line.
Were you guys surprised that they announced Allmark as the starter?
He's
I was
older,
kind
right?
of
He's 28.
a little bit, yeah.
I mean, he's had a good year, guys. Like,
No,
Both of
he
them are
has.
good. They are
They
even.
both are pretty good.
Like they are
So
.06
I just
difference.
thought Swayman was going to start.
Yeah,
83
they're-
W, 25 W. They are 806. That's
Yeah, they
that.
were almost identical. Yeah.
Well, but he actually has he was 26-10 versus 23-14.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. I mean, he's had a great year too. Like he looked a little shaky in the beginning, but he's what we thought he would have been in Buffalo. Like I was really surprised they didn't keep him, but I don't think he wanted to stay.
So
I don't think there's any question in goal. I mean, they're really they got two good options. I don't know where the problem might be. Do you trust Holla and Coyle down the middle? But I think as long as Coyle's on the third line.
Oh, they have an amazing, great April.
Yeah, if Holla can hold down the second line, which I think he's a really good two-way player, then you're in pretty good shape. You got a lot of firepower.
DeBrusque is getting great.
25 goals.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, but one team can underdog one, and that's on those 8. Boston can be that team.
But I don't see them 51% versus Carolina.
I wonder if that's more contingent on the fact that Anderson's not there.
That's another
that's
factor.
That's the problem. That might be it.
That's the problem.
But you still got a great goalie in Ranta.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Game in, game out. His statistically, over the last 5 years, when Arizona traded him, they told me, look at his numbers when he's on the ice. He is the top 5 goalies in the NHL over the last 5 years. The problem is the injuries.
Yeah, the injuries, right? Yeah.
Now how long is Anderson supposed to be gone?
No,
he might be gone the whole first round. I think
we don't know. They hide everything. You just go one game at a time again.
Man, that makes sense.
Again.
It's so easy if you knew he was coming back, right?
This has been the guy's story his whole career, and that's.
We have François at Carolina in 6, Boston Bruins in 6 for Steve G, Carolina in 6 for Pierre Martin, Yann Giannet in 5 for Carolina, Nooner said Boston in 7, Alain Vaillancourt, Boston in 7, one is last 5 game for Ulmark, Boston in 7 for Nicolas. I think Carolina has a slight edge, but will not be surprised Boston won. And Andy Renard is not really good enough to do it alone, so Anderson must come back. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, I think he's 15-5. He's got a .245 and a .912 save percentage. So he's not a bum. Like he's just
The problem
is just the injury.
The problem is consistency right now.
So who do you give the edge, Mike?
I don't know. Like it's tough when you think about it in these terms. Like I would think Carolina, but the goaltending is a question.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
This is going to be I'm going to go with Carolina in 7, but I think this is the kind of series where, that first goal will be the most important. Because if Carolina can build a 1 or 2-0 lead, they have the players that can shut down the system for the other team. But if they fall behind, I don't know if they have enough firepower to get back into it.
Yeah, they're kind of weird offensively, right? Like they need Seth. They need 2 young guys to really play well in the playoffs: Seth Jarvis and Nekic. And you've got to get something.
But now they have Kokanemi, and Kokanemi do so well in.
Oh yeah, man, he's gonna.
15 got 4 points the other night. Don't knock it.
Don't you wish he was back in Montreal? Maybe you can trade for him. You should trade the first overall pick for him.
Yeah,
well,
possible.
Dvorak. We'll trade Dvorak for him.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the next one over there. We have a few more to go. The next one is the easy one.
I'll go with Carolina. 6.
Coach, how about you, Coach?
Yeah, Coach. Well, Coach, I've been asking you that. You've been avoiding it.
I did Carolina.
Yeah, I think Carolina.
I just don't like Boston. That's why.
Yeah, I don't like Boston. I don't like Boston either. I'm the same. But we underestimate how good they are. It's annoying.
They are better than we think. That's for sure. I agree with you. But I think this would be different with Anderson.
But did you guys understand that last game of the season though? I don't know why Boston sat all their players. Was it to avoid the Leafs?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, they played with the Leafs' head. They played with their head, man.
They knows they would prefer to play Carolina because Anderson is out.
I don't know about that.
Wow.
I don't know if
They
I'd want
wanna
to do
meet them in
that.
That could come back to bite them.
They're
Yeah.
like, we'll see you guys in the second round. If you're worth it, you can come play us in the second.
At the end of the day, I'll be honest with you. At the end of the day, like Tampa, they don't care who they play again. So
Don't care.
for them, they would say, you know what? Why to risk to hurt? We cannot. Honestly, if they lose Bergeron, it's over. They lose Pasternak, it's over.
yeah.
You lose Marchand, it's over. And LANHAM was already hurt, so they didn't want to take any chance over there. And I believe so. You know what? At the end of the day, whatever who they are, let's go. So for me, that's the way I see that their move.
It's okay.
of that one
It
over there.
sets up for a nice battle of Florida after in the second.
This is one of the easiest series right there.
You think
Man.
so?
Yeah, I
Well,
do. I think
break out the vodka,
I
boys.
think this. I think this
It's
one
part-
goes. I think Florida takes them in 5.
It's party time, guys. It's time to break out the Russian party machine. It's a playoffs. It's time for some vodka the night before game 1, and then go back for game 2, and then don't worry, boys. We'll pull it out in game 3. Like,
Yeah, a few people took Washington, by the way.
Wow.
well, I mean, let's not underestimate these guys. Have unlike Florida,
They
they
got
won a
the-
cup.
Yeah, that's right.
But I don't have Ovechkin's had his big year. He's motivated by statistics. I don't know what are they gonna?
What's
It's such a
Samsonov going to
backstep.
do? You know.
Oh, by the
That's
way, I forgot to
terrible.
tell you
They've been
because Pierre
terrible.
Martin mentioned that
Yeah.
Boston scored only 1 goal in 3 games against Carolina.
Against Carolina. Like, this is a crazy series. There's so many good series. I tend to think Florida's going to mop the floor with them, but let's find out.
But
The only
Carolina-
thing I have with
Carolina
Florida,
didn't
even
score
though-
many either.
Even though I say 5 games, I don't like the fact that they sit back sometimes and then they let a club come out 4 goals ahead and then they save it for the end of the game. I don't like that little bit of.
That's not
They
going
got
to
a trend.
But if it's going to work against anyone, it's Washington.
Yeah, true.
I think that they have too much on the table to not win this series. Like, this would be crazy. But, I
They're
like
only-
the coach in Washington a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, there's that. There's really talented centermen. They've got there's talent in Washington. I love John Carlson. Is there a better G-man in the NHL? Like,
Exactly.
not. So,
Exactly.
it really boils down to what you said is goaltending. And I don't think there's.
By the way, I don't understand. Zachary Fukel was called up this morning.
Yeah, he's going to
Who was-
roll. They're going to roll with 3, right? They'll have a bench.
So
I mean,
I
is
don't
that
know
for
why,
Chile?
but the only thing I would
Chile?
say to you, Panthers win this in 5 max. But
I think
I
so.
want to see how they're going
That's
to react
right.
with the physicality of Washington. If they can start to hit Washington, I want to see how they're going to react Florida. That's not bother them, I don't think so. But I want to see some of them how they're going to react with for the further
And-
series about that. I don't see how
and
the Washington
avoiding
can handle
injuries.
Florida.
and avoiding injuries.
Well, there's a guy that's a pain in the ass in Washington by the name of Tom Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that could change. That's the type of guy that can change a series. John Carlson is elite. I mean, 71 points, great year for him. Kuznetsov, 78 points. So they're not terrible. And if Backstrom at all can be Backstrom, TJ Oshie, his numbers aren't that bad. He just missed a lot of time. So they have potential to be a pain in the neck. But
Yeah.
I just
Well,
I
they do.
can't
I
see
mean-
them. I can't see them getting past Florida. I mean,
No, not against Florida. But the last 2 or 3 weeks, they've been playing some good hockey, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
They've gone into Florida. They've gone into some other tough arenas, and they've come out with the victories.
Yeah.
But I agree. I see this in 5 for Florida as well.
If there's any
They just have
justice, it'll be in 4.
Yeah. They just have to avoid injuries. That's my only fear. Because if they go into the Tampa series with a couple of key injuries, it's not going to be
You're
good.
gonna see in Florida the real Sam Bennett's gonna come out because it's playoff time. You're gonna see Barkov have a great series. Huberdeau was like,
And don't forget Duclair. I think he's going
Duclair's
to
had
play
a
a big part.
what a year for this guy.
He's had a
man.
great year.
Yeah.
He's had a
How many
great year.
teams have washed him out?
He's had like 57, 58 points,
Wow.
something like that.
58 points, 31 goals,
Yeah.
and this is a guy that
Yeah.
was bounced around how many teams? Like Ottawa ditched him, Arizona ditched him, Columbus ditched him. Chicago ditched him. New York Rangers ditched him. You know, good for him.
Any
Pierre-Martin
word-
ask you how many ex-players are coached in the NHL?
All of them.
Just about. Yeah.
Let's take a look, but I think it might be everybody right now.
No.
Is anybody not?
John Cooper.
What?
John Cooper's
Yeah,
a
John,
lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
USHL. That's pretty good.
Any word on Eklund?
Yeah.
Ekblad, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Ekblad?
Ekblad skating right now, full practice contact today.
Cool.
Okay.
What about
Sounds
Ovi?
good.
Is Ovi going to be playing?
Yeah. Yeah. He practiced this morning and he said he was feeling great. Of course, what's he going to say?
Because I think Mike's right. If he doesn't play, if they can put him out of the series, 4 straight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If Ovi's not there, it's.
Yeah.
Might help
Blacka
him not
ask one of you, do you guys think Florida can take it all the way?
They could. They
They could. They could. But I got to stick with my original pick, and that's Tampa. But
Before
next to them is be Florida.
There's only one reason that originally at the beginning of the year, Pierre and I think maybe both thought this, which is this team's going to go all the way. I mean, they're just too good not to. And then you had Lundell on top of that, you know, a cherry on top of what they had on the page. But they lost one important guy, which is the coach in Joel Quenneville.
Yep. And
it's right now, I don't think that they have any advantage going in.
And I think the goaltending situation is still a little bit dicey.
Yep.
Yeah,
So those-
I'm not impressed. I'm really not superly impressed with Bobrovsky, to be honest. He's been inconsistent.
Spencer Knight was Rookie of the Month.
Yeah, he's going to be good once he gets more time.
Yeah, he will be great. Yeah.
A question for Nicholas about this, or I will change with him the question for you guys. How many goals that the goal per game right now, Florida, is 4.11, number one in NHL. How many goals do you expect they will score per game during the playoff?
It's going to be
On
4 or 5
average?
minimum.
On average, it'll go down 1. Usually in the playoff, it goes down. Defense prevails. You're not gonna get very many. You're not gonna see very many 7-6 games. That kind of
It's the
stuff.
best of the best, and they're all going to play playoff hockey.
Right.
4 goals.
So the goalies come out stronger and everything.
I just think Washington's a little weaker in their back end.
Oh man, Washington! Listen, they should lose in 4.
Yeah,
but
they should. But I'll give them a game.
Yeah.
Adam asked you how many coaches will lose their job at the end of the year.
Jeff Blashill.
4.
So the guy in Carolina is going nowhere.
We lose one right now.
Nowhere.
Blashin lost. Mike Yule, that's number 2.
What's going to happen in Montreal? Is they going to keep him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really? He lost 10 games in a row.
Lindy Ruff,
No,
that's 3.
they broke that.
Oh,
Are
sorry.
you talking about Martin St. Louis?
Yep.
Yeah. They
went in the tank.
I think they took off the interim tag.
And then he lost 9 in a row.
No,
it's not
no.
matter. They lost everything. Like it's not they was not.
Oh,
they were answering.
They just beat Florida 10-2. Come on.
Yeah, with what? Their farm team there or what?
Crazy.
Doesn't matter. You still have to score the goals.
I think yeah, exactly, Jose. 3 or 4. That would be the number about that one over there.
4, I think.
I don't. Who are the 4 though? Like, so Montreal's not. You're saying Philadelphia's got to.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
if they please change this guy. I don't think New Jersey's going to change. Do you?
Yeah, he's 63 right now. He won 43 games in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Maybe it's time.
So I think that's one. And I said he will, but he's really the one talking today about his job. So.
And then you look at Vancouver. Why would they want to get rid of Woodrow?
They're nuts
I
if they
get
do.
that. And that seems to be the rumors that they got somebody else in mind.
It's because Patrick Alvin have someone else and is a new general manager. He believes Goudreau is not going to be there for long term anyway.
Boudreau. That's all right. Send Boudreau to New Jersey.
And Goudreau asked, do you know what is demanding? 4 years contract.
Oh, so?
He's going to be
That's what he's
78
asking
years
for?
old when you be done.
Yeah, it's a retirement contract. But the guy looks like not a day over 60.
No, but I think Goudreau 4 years would be too long over there.
Yeah, I think that's a little long.
I think that guy could pull his casket out of the ground and coach, right? Telling you.
All he's ever done is win.
Yeah,
Does if the
But
Leafs
he does
lose,
not
does
win
Keefe
where.
keep his job?
Playoffs.
he's phenomenal.
But he'll get you to the
He's not
playoffs
a-
when you don't deserve
He's
it.
not
I
a
mean,
finisher, but boy, he'll get you there into the playoffs.
By the way,
If-
very sadness for Brock Bowser today. His dad, and it was so bad.
No,
He
Oh, his
cried
dad
at the
passed
press
away?
conference. He was so sad today.
That's not
He
good.
passed away.
Now he's fighting a cancer, everything like that. So
Oh.
Oh.
it's a tough one, man.
If,
that cancer.
Do you
all
guys
right, let's
think
move
if-
on. The next
if
one,
the-
Francois.
the Leafs
Francois
lose-
said Florida in 5, and Nicolas said Colorado in 6. Steve, he said Colorado in 7. And that's what I got. Luc Lafortune said Martin Saint-Louis
Colorado in 7.
is not coach worth it. In my opinion, Martin Saint-Louis is amazing pickup. Montreal coach, playmaker,
You know,
extraordinary.
Saros is not playing.
If Zaro is in shape, no. He's out
That's
for
not going
6 to
7
8
games, man.
weeks.
That's going to be a 5.
Adam
out
said
for
about Peter
8 weeks.
DeBoer.
DeBoer is gone.
DeBoer is gone. But I was going to
Sound.
ask, if the Leafs lose, is Keefe gone?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so.
The problem is
Okay.
the problem will be they'll try to blow everything up. Like it's going to be a Spanish Inquisition in Toronto.
Fire
again, I
sale.
think.
Yeah.
So I think we hit
Colorado.
on, what, 5 coaches now?
Without Saros
right.
playing, Colorado takes us in 5.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know if
I mean,
Colorado in 4, Jose and 4.
Yep. I think you're
I'll
right.
give him one. I'll give him one
Fine.
game.
I give them
5.
1 because they're going to be a bit gritty. You know, at least that much, right? They got a good
Well, they're
a good
tough.
checking record.
They're a tough
team.
team too. Like they'll punish you physically, and so
Yeah.
I think the Avalanche, just like Florida, have to avoid any key injuries to players or get
What's
sucked
the word
into.
on- What's
they
the word
gotta
on
get sucked-
Landeskog?
Yeah, he's back. He's back.
Okay.
Who?
The X factor is going to be Kadri here.
Lestagag
Well,
is
that's the
LT,
thing, yeah.
is LT now.
Yeah.
He's back again for them.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say to you about that series is
Riddick is going to get lit up like a friggin' Christmas tree.
And his $7 million is back too.
do you think Nashville can come back for the last 4-1 against Arizona? 4 goals the third period?
He was lucky it was 4-1.
Do
Riddick
you
is gonna
believe they
get
will?
lit up.
Because honestly, they want to play. They never think they will play against Colorado. They was targeting Calgary all night long.
Either way, I mean, I think Riddick is the problem here. I mean, the only chance you have is Saros in net.
Yeah, he's
I
the
agree.
kind of
I
goalie
agree.
that can steal a couple games. But
That's the only way
Without
they
him,
will get a
they're in
win is
trouble.
if he's in net, I think. Watch
I agree.
Riddick get 4 shutouts in a row.
I know.
Here's the percentage of the.
Stranger things have happened.
What the heck?
So what is this?
Here are the percentage of each team to go through.
I was
the
going to get
first
my
one,
crayon out.
the second one, the third one, and the percentage of winning the Stanley Cup.
So who's at the highest there?
Colorado.
Everyone thinks Colorado's 49.
Colorado.
How do you
Yeah.
put
Too
Edmonton
small.
ahead?
Florida
do you think?
second. Toronto
Florida's at
third.
23. No.
Yeah.
Oh, this is each series. I see.
It's a probability
Calgary.
tree. I get it.
Yeah, Calgary. I agree. 8%. That makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you, man? I mean, Florida. I would see Florida and Colorado is the most logical final.
Yeah.
And
I think it's going to be Colorado and
Calgary.
Tampa.
Calgary's there. Yeah.
We don't.
But I do think
what-
I do think Tampa will be playing Florida. You know, it'll be between that series.
After
Whoever comes
the
up.
funny thing is, after all we said about that series between St. Louis and Minnesota, look at the percentage of winning the cup there. 0.4 to 9. I don't get the logic there.
They're not a flashy team, but man, I would not want to play them.
I wouldn't want to mess with them. Both of them. They're both
We
dark
never
horses.
talk about that series, by the way. Calgary, Dallas. What is you? I
Oh,
forgot.
they're going to kill Dallas. They're going to kill
You
Dallas.
think so?
Yeah,
I don't
We
know
can talk
I do.
about it.
I think they
I don't know
will,
if they'll
but
kill them, but
Five
I
games.
think a very good series.
I think
5
it'll go
games.
6. I think it'll
I
go
think
6,
5.
but Calgary should.
It's going to have a couple of fireworks over there for sure.
Pavelski wants to win a Stanley Cup. That's all you need to know. That's
He
it.
probably could, yeah.
He's going to be the guy who's going to go, all right, boys, we're winning the cup. And they're going to go,
He is
Yes,
awesome,
sir.
though. I love that guy. Yeah.
such a, like, he's
He's a class act.
such a different player, right? Like, he just does every little, he's like he's kind of like Ryan in that you don't, like, what does he do well? Everything.
Yeah.
And he wants to win.
We have I forgot to click on the bottom here.
They're going to be annoying.
Ron said Colorado in 6, Francois Colorado in 4, without Saro Colorado in 5 or maybe 6. Nicholas Reddish is going to be not very good. Leaf in 6, Danny. And for Colorado, welcome aboard, Danny.
Danny, where you been?
Colorado
Hey,
in
Danny.
4, but I hope Reddish smash the hell out of them. If Reddish get 4 shutout in a row, I quit gambling wall. Francois. Calgary in 6, Francois. Calgary in 6. Calgary in 5 for Pierre Martin about that one over there. So we go through all the prediction right now. We have about 7-8 minutes to go through the next thing. On the board right there, and who do you believe? And I can give you another board I have today. And I don't know if it's more legit, but let's see this one over there. That's pretty much it. But the chain here is Calgary is number 3. They put Boston, guys, number 5. Minnesota, 6. Tampa Bay, Edmonton, Carolina, Pittsburgh. And they put at the bottom the Kings, Dallas, Nashville, Washington, Rangers, anyway like that.
Are we all
to you,
underestimating the
each one
Rangers?
of you is...
Oh, that's another dark horse. The Rangers.
I know. Yeah.
That's
Best
another dark
goaltender
horse.
in the world.
I wouldn't want to run into them personally.
We're only talking about the Vezina winner here in Chesterkin.
And, you got
Which
last year's
team?
Norris Trophy winner.
For every 16 team, and every year we have one team become
can
an
you say about
underdog,
Kreider?
where they become like from nowhere. We
Kreider.
got Dallas, we got St. Louis, we got Montreal, and which team you believe could become that team where nobody expect that they're going to slip at least the final conference or the final Stanley Cup? That's my first question. And
Ottawa.
one team you believe is going to be out sooner than what the people expected.
Toronto.
Wow. I mean, I have no faith in Toronto. And obviously, Carolina, unfortunately, might have a tough first round, so that might not work out.
That's going to be an interesting series.
The Rangers, if they get past the first round, that team might have gas. Like, you've got a really great bench, you've got great goaltending, you've got some very deep defense, and you got so many weapons on forward.
And they have a favorable bracket as well. They'll play the winner of Carolina and Boston, and Carolina might still not have Anderson. So
right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they might slip through. I don't understand the odds. Like, they might really be a pain in the neck.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
So what's your team? Which team is underdog, and which team you expect everybody expect great, and they're not going nowhere?
Okay. I'll
Carolina.
pick two teams that are going through on the East is going to be Tampa, Florida. Those are my 2 top teams there. And then I would pick, oh my God, the West is tricky.
but I think
Colorado.
he's
Colorado.
hinting at the surprises, like in terms of dark horses.
Well, that's
yeah.
New York on the East for sure. And then we got for surprises, Minnesota and St. Louis. Both are horses, dark horses. So there's your 3 teams, I think.
Even Edmonton could be a dark horse.
I don't think they're a dark horse, though. I think they're solid.
There's some emotional baggage there, right? Like,
yeah,
it's like Toronto. Like, you don't believe until the thing happens, and maybe not even then. I think Carolina might have an unfortunate early exit, and I think the Rangers have the potential to slip by everybody. And I don't know,
right.
like Dallas might be really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
think about that.
They've been
think about that
annoying
top four,
because
right?
they couldn't
They-
win when they're supposed to at the end of the season.
Well, I mean, who has a better top four defense?
Yeah, I know,
mean,
but you got to have the forwards too.
Okay, so then you got, everyone, the guys that didn't perform, I get Gurianov, Radulov, but Ben's ready for the playoffs. Sagan ended up with 24, 25 goals. You had a couple 30 goal scorers at the top. You had a point a game guy in Pavelski. Like, Robertson had 41 goals. Like, you start going through that, you're like, ooh.
Yeah,
They're
I
not
still
fun.
don't see enough. I still don't see enough production coming from them on that side.
Really, in Dallas, they have so many weapons.
Yeah. I don't see enough.
Michael Rosenblatt, welcome aboard.
What do
Good
you
team,
think,
but not great.
Again, 37 goals for Hins, 27 goals for Pavelski, 41 goals for Robertson, 24 goals for Sagan. So I think what you're saying is it drops off a lot after that, which it kind of does, right? Like Gurianov
Yeah,
had a
it does.
terrible year.
Well,
Yeah.
Ben's
And
got
then-
18 as
Then
well.
you also balance it off against the rest of the teams over there, right? And I think there's only one team that they're close to, in my opinion, over there is Nashville.
Wow, terrible years for Gurianov, terrible year for Faxa.
They don't have
Really
enough
interesting.
deep there.
And then
The
No,
goaltending
deep
is not
enough,
you're right.
consistency.
Kiviranta
No.
Yeah,
had
the
a terrible year.
goaltending's not. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think Ottinger's
If-
turned the corner here. Like, that looks like their guy. So
I'm
Yeah,
going with
both of them
Calgary,
look
me, on
Yeah.
all the way.
Yeah.
That would be my
they're one of them.
surprise for that. And the team's going to be out is Carolina.
think you're right.
It could be a
Calgary.
team, could be very quick about that. But I'm going to tell you how they win the Stanley Cup.
But Calgary's not
And
a
then you
surprise,
can
though.
select your team from what the people say how they win the Stanley Cup. How each 2021 playoff team stack up by size and physicality. So teams prepare, like Marc Bergeron said, I want a team, I prepare my team for the playoff. And they go with size and physicality, everything like that. And what Mike, I did not laugh, but Michael said 3 minutes ago, he said, who has the best four defensemen, big, everything like that. And that's what you have to look about that graphic over there. And that's the problem you can get, like Pittsburgh could be a problem there, Toronto, Edmonton. But if you look about the AV physical, the Calgary, the Rangers, the Boston, they are big and huge for them. That's what you need at some point to compete all the way to the end to go. And that's
I'm
what's
surprised
based also
LA
with
is there, though.
the forechecking, the Los Angeles King, the Chicago B, and you know what I mean? Like they have to big over there. Same with Blues when President Jado was over there. And Montreal went there because the four defensemen last season, whatever Carey Price was, they was big. So my point is maybe consider those kind of defensemen you have. And I think one like this, it could be, look about Calgary. I think the defenseman is big over there. They are strong and they are physical.
Yeah.
You have Zadorov and Robertson over there as your third pairing. It could be Willie Calgary and they're big in the front with Lucic, everything. I think Calgary have a step over many teams, I believe, at that moment.
Yeah, they do.
it's interesting what ENORTAP said about LA, though. When you look at them actually on paper,
They're not
they're
big.
they're not that big.
No, it's a good size. Like most of them are around exactly 6 feet. I was just surprised that they were that like in company with those other teams because I could see
That's a good
Calgary,
point.
Boston, Nashville. But they're solid. They're solid defensively, but
But
I
you
don't
are
think
right; they're
that's
not that big.
yeah.
But
I mean,
it was a good compare, right? It was good to see that.
Again, you got to look at Tampa and Florida. They got a mean defense, man. They're tough. They're gritty. They're bangers.
Yeah.
So, you can't
just
put these guys on the
Coach,
outside.
Coach, I want to know one thing. What's Vegas doing there?
Well, they would have been deadly if they had got in.
It was
they
like
wouldn't
the
have. They would've
borderline about that one there. It was honestly
bad
they was expect them in, and we have 17 there over there, so that's pretty good.
As soon as they
about
traded
that.
for Eichel, that was the end of that.
But it's good. AB passive. I think it's good quad over there. I try to figure out everything here on the bottom here. They talk each other, so when they talk, I'll just go. Anyway, yeah, no question anyway. That's all right here, there. Now, I'm going to go that way with there, and you have to be quick because it's called What's Next? So you have to tell me only one thing for the team. So what's next for a team? I'm talking about the team I'll eliminate. So what next? What do you expect? Whatever you did. And we're not going to go all three together. So I'm going to put a name, a team over there, and you're going to tell me what do you have to do over there, or what do you expect? What's next for there? So the first one is Winnipeg and ENORTAP.
Goodbye, Scheifele, I think, especially after today's press conference that he gave. He dropped the bomb.
What did he say?
He just basically said that the system there really sucked. He threw Lowry under the bus.
Wow.
I think you're going to see changes there. I think you're going to see at least two of the defensemen done there.
Yeah.
Scheifele maybe could be, maybe even Wheeler might go. But Scheifele's going to be the big ticket here. They're going to try to get rid of him, I think.
Start what we did. We talked earlier, like about 5 minutes ago. We talked about the Star of the Flame. We just talked about what they look like. Everything like that. We maybe not ask a prediction, but that's what we did about that because we was already moving out about that. Kelly Azarve, we already did Toronto. Kelly. All right. Next one over there. ENORTAP, not ENORTAP, Andrew, Chicago.
Oh my God, really? Blow it up. Oh man, that's bad. I think, honestly, one of the big three are going. I don't know if it's going to be Kane or Taves. One of them's going. We know Kane's the most valuable. But again, I think Jonathan Taves, he's just not into it there anymore. His heart's not there anymore. There's something different about his whole demeanor when he's there. But they got so much work to do. I mean, my God. You talk about a rebuild? Yeah. New coach, new everything. It's, dismantle, tear it to the bottom, keep Kane, keep DeBrincat, and tear it to the bottom.
All right. Kelly said about ENORTAP, how do you pick your game for the bracket?
I like that guy.
Just like everybody else, we kind of look at.
All right, so this is the bracket, guys, of the NHL for our Canadian Light Show. How you work on this? If you want to join the league, you see the league. You click on the league at the top. You have a puck over there. Click on it, and then you set search league over there, and then you're going to put HNLS.
May I ask a question, Coach?
Yeah.
Just when you do this, you're picking all your teams right to the final, right?
Yeah, you have to click on join, right? So you click on the join.
Yeah, I got that part. Yeah.
And then you click on NHL right there. So that gave me the name of people are already in at that moment. All right. Now, if you have one said to you, let's go create the bracket. All right. And they were asking me which one I want to credit. I'm just out.
Or you have to enter your name.
Yeah. All right. Code FRENCHY.
Yeah, just the teams come up after I get past this point.
All right. So this is my bracket here. So I go with Colorado here.
Mm-hmm.
And then they asking me how many games.
No, that's after. That's after you do.
After you finish everything.
Yeah.
All right. I was just saying in our type. I was said, you see the number of the game, so you have to put after that the number of the game for each first round right there.
Cool.
Is that right?
Once you fill in the winners of the first round, it
Yeah.
automatically populates how many games you think they'll do.
No,
just
go automatically.
Just for
all the way
for argument's
the second
sake,
round, third round.
Just do the West there, Coach. Just finish the West, and you'll see it'll pop up as soon as you do it. And Calgary, and Edmonton. And now you got to finish there. There you go. And
Now
then
you
you
have
pick
to
the number
select
of games.
over there.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to tell you how I do this, but because now you're going to copy me. But I don't want to do that. But that's how it works. Hopefully that answer you, Kelly, about that one over there. So great sharing with you about this. Mr. Michael DeVillano, are you ready? Because you're the next one, and you love this team.
It's crazy. I mean, I think you've got to obviously focus on, like, if you're, trying to be the GM, what do you do with this team? I mean, you've got problems all over the place. You build around Carter Hart, you build up that defense, you figure it out. I don't think Ristolainen's the answer, even though they kept him. You hope Couturier's healthy, but that's not a number one centerman, in my opinion. So I think I don't know, you get rid of all the JVR contract, you get rid of Ristolainen. You decide, is Ryan Ellis, is this a long-term problem, or can he come back? Because it sounds complicated, which is weird. Like, they didn't start treating well, they didn't. He played 4 games, and when it came out, he just started getting treatment for essentially what's a groin hip problem. And there's going to be no surgery. Like, mismanaged. So I don't know. I think you move all those guys out and you get assets back and you just start from scratch with the young guys. They've got a lot of good young players, and think about it, this team did not have a first round pick last year. Like, what a mistake that is.
All right, sound good. I just want to answer everybody. Good night,
coach.
Danny, and then Salah, welcome aboard.
Oh, I hire Mike Babcock as my coach.
Yes, definitely.
Rick
Good move.
Tocchet.
5 seconds in Philadelphia.
I know
Rick
how to
Brown.
get on. I'm asking
Or
how do I
Chicago.
select the goal, the thing with it.
Rick Tocchet is not Mike Babcock in the end.
That's true.
Nicholas said best top 3 line in the league right now. Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricane, Minnesota Wild.
I mean, that Edmonton, if you put Draisaitl with McDavid, it's pretty tough. And Kane. But they've been splitting them up, right? But they always put them back together. Like,
Oh, yeah. They will.
Solar is Kane Rangers. Mr. ENORTAP,
Rangers.
your next one is right now here.
The Rangers top line's pretty interesting. Oh my God, I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Here's another one. Oh
Mhm.
gosh. They
Another
don't
one
have-
already.
Well, they failed at goaltending. They thought at least they had a decent goaltender there. So
They do.
that needs addressing. The defense wasn't horrible. I mean, it was okay. But there's not much firepower there. Like once you get through a couple players, like their second, third line, they just didn't have to compete on a nightly basis. So they're gonna have to. This is your typical expansion team, right? It's gonna take a number
Which
of
is
years for them to
ridiculous. Given
build
how
up
rich
on-
that draft was.
I know.
Right. Like it would be
It's
interesting
still
to do this
very,
exercise if you're Seattle and you get to do a redo on your drafting with the same players that were available, whether you'd go with the same guys.
Wouldn't you like
I think
Tarasenko? He had 85 points. 85
Yeah,
points.
exactly.
Yeah, now you take Price.
Yeah. Now you take Price.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, on paper, I don't think they did poorly in D. I think the goalies are going to be fine, but I think you get rid of the coach. You go, you say, hey, Benners is going to be our second line center. That's great. Who's the first? And that's the biggest problem right now. They don't have any first line players.
No, exactly. They're like the Habs.
I don't know. I don't know what you do. Like, you don't. Do you have a number one defenseman?
By now they can pick up. They're going to be pick number worst case 5. So they're going to be maybe top. They're going to have maybe a centers coming with Safraski or something like that.
They're a mess.
But they made us look bad all year.
All right,
mean,
let's
their best
move
player
on
is Jared
about the
McCann.
next ones. If not, we're going to be a long time ago here. Adam said Vegas need Tocchet leaving. Vegas. We'll talk about this in the next 5 minutes because Vegas coming. And then Nicholas said, is Fiala is UFA this summer? Yes. Yes, he is.
I think he is. He?
It's wacky.
I thought he had
Yeah,
one
he
more
is.
year.
I think
Nope.
yeah, is RFA, but he's a 5 point something. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's the reason why.
He's going nowhere.
No, have a good night. About that, Michael DeVillano, and I'm.
Get rid of the coach immediately. I think you pull the pin on John Gibson.
Unfortunately, he's not. He just reconfirmed.
Yeah, well, I'm not that. I'm shocked. Like they just re-signed him.
No, he just resigned. He confirmed he was still with them. He still one more year RFA given the FIERRE.
Oh, are you
Yeah,
talking about
he
the coach?
just gave him like reconfirm is not going to be fired. That's the point.
Yeah,
He's signed a contract 3 years. 2 years. He have one more year
I'm confused.
next season.
Let him go. Yeah,
Yeah,
get
yeah,
rid of
yeah.
him. This is not the answer. They went from 630 to like missing the playoffs by a chunk, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're not. They had pieces that could have done the job. You trade John Gibson, you got to make a decision on that, and I think you've got to build it. You just build around those young stars like Troy Terry, Zegras, and I think you figure out how you get another goalie in there that's got longer term prospects with John Gibson, and you're gonna have to go all in on the young guys, and you get rid of the coach.
Yeah.
All right, next one. San Jose. ENORTAP.
No, it's Andrew's turn. Sorry.
Thanks.
I mean, this is not. You just
This
got to
is
deal
big
with
trouble.
Vlasic. You got to move the Vlasic contract. That's the first
know,
thing.
How
Well,
about
first of all,
Carlson?
they need to find a GM.
Carlson.
Carlson's
Yeah, but
another
we're the
mess.
GM. I'm the GM now, right? Like,
No, but my
Like, you're-
point, like the team that have no GM right now. That's my
I
point.
know they
Well,
need
you got to get a GM. Okay, that's cool, but you got to do something with Vlasic and Carlson.
one of
You got to
those-
do something.
maybe all
It's
three.
got to happen. Yeah,
Like,
and
Problem,
I think-
like
I think you-
over there, the
I think you
problem
pull all
is
three.
too much money. Salary cap is full with old players like Carlson,
Yeah,
right.
Burns,
exactly.
and Vlasic.
You got to go young. Try to unload a few of these players and go young. Do it
You
to
just
the
build-
draft.
You
know?
you move the LeBanc contract. You do what you have to financially to move Burns and Carlson and
Start over.
Vlasic.
This is a rebuild too.
You'll eat money on it, and you just build from the back end out.
Yeah.
Because they've got
You know,
guys up front that are not too bad. Like, you don't mind Meyer, you don't mind
Yeah.
Hurdle.
Hurdle, Meyer. Yeah.
You make sure you re-sign Barbanov for a reasonable contract, like 2.8. He had 39 or 49 points, right? Like, he had a good year. LeBanc was dead money. You figure out, is Jonathan Dolan a long-term player?
One thing
But I
they
think you
did
just-
good, Michael, they got Kakkonen from the Minnesota.
I
Yeah.
think he has potential. There's obviously some question marks,
Well,
They've
because
got-
they don't goalies, so they're like, Raymar is
sure.
not your goal, the number one.
No, I agree.
I
But
balk
that-
on that. Yeah.
But in the end, you've just got to deal with at least 2 of the 3 contracts on the back end.
But I think
Vlasic
that's what
is
they
a
should
big
be
one.
doing. Go make the youth movement happen.
I
Go
think
through the draft.
Wilson did a lot of damage there with those long-term contracts at hefty prices. It's not it's not an easy fix in San Jose. It's going to take a
Gonna take a
number
while.
of years.
What's
But
their?
now-
Where's their?
Can Brent Burns play until 41 years old?
Yeah,
Well, that's
don't
the
think
other thing.
So
I
it's
don't think
interesting.
so.
They're-
Maybe get a
It's
whole bunch of
$8 million.
No, you got to move that contract, guys. Like, you've
Somehow.
got 3 more years to go. Get something for it. Get assets. Like, you've got to.
yeah.
But
I
will
don't know,
somebody
but this
take-
is a really big
will
one over there.
anybody want that? That's
We have a
my
few
big
people
question.
here. Welcome, Manny Vides. And then we have someone put something I forgot about. Anyhow. All right, next one.
The
Easy
only
one.
way to moving Carlson, by the way, is I bet you have to eat 40% of that contract, maybe 50.
Easily. Yep. Yeah.
Mr. Andrew Vegas.
Vegas, you know what? I really don't think they have anything other than, I think management, I don't know what they're going to do there. He probably won't get touched, but I think he should. I think management is the big problem there. Their coach's history, that's for sure. But other than that, 2 or 3 players you unload, like a Dandanoff, finish that, get your salary cap back to where It should be. And I think this
That
team will
won't
be
do it.
fine next year.
They're
That's
going
not
to
enough.
spend. They're going to spend
That's
to the
not
cap
No,
enough.
I know
all the
they
time.
might have to. They might have to. You take one or two more guys.
Yeah,
Right.
you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
And-
the richest
but
team in the NHL,
overall-
probably.
Overall,
I
if you
would-
keep that main core, they're going to the playoffs next year.
You think so?
They also have to solve this. They have to solve this
Goaltending.
problem
Goaltending.
with Leonard and
Yeah.
De Boer. There's some kind
Yeah.
of
Well,
you
DeBoer
know,
will be gone.
friction between the two going on. And
he'll be
I
gone.
don't know if Leonard is the right guy for them. To be honest with you,
I don't think
they
so.
had
I don't
they
think
had
Never
so.
understood
Fleury.
it.
He can't play 55, 60 games. It's not.
No.
You know what? The way this organization goes and the way their owner is, do not be surprised. I'm going to go on record as saying it. If Mark Scheifele lands in Vegas,
That would make a lot
I
of
can
sense.
see that.
Wouldn't
I can see
surprise
that.
me.
and
I
that
can
way
see
they
that.
can clear some of their cap space with that. Going back to like you'll see probably Riley Smith. You'll see.
Yeah.
Or you cannot trade, like, if you get
Dan
Max
Denoff.
Sheffley, you don't drop your salary cap.
Well, it depends on what
Yeah.
they do.
No. It depends what's going the other way, Coach.
Right.
If you get rid of
who they can get in return for Max Sheffley. Winnipeg, what's prospect? They would trade another prospect for Max Sheffley.
There's nobody,
They have only Brisson right now.
which is
no,
not.
you got to get rid of a contract or two that's hefty in Vegas right now.
It's that's my
So
point.
how high
That's
is
the
Brian
point. You
Dadonov?
don't trade to
Dadonov
get
will
someone
go.
back.
Dadonov,
So Dandenoff and Smith, would
Riley
that be
will go.
good done by
Riley
those
will
two?
go.
They don't have the assets to get a Mark Scheifele, but they'll figure it out. They would have to.
But would that take them down, Dandenoff and Smith, getting rid of them?
For sure.
Yeah.
You have to
Get
give
rid of
away
those.
also Leonard.
Yes.
gotta get rid of
Yes,
them.
I agree
Yeah,
there. They got to find another goalie. They got to find a goalie.
A cheap solution that's good in net. A young,
Yeah.
upcoming goalie.
They
But
have
other
one.
than that, I think they're in the playoffs.
Logan Thompson
My
is
third,
real good.
what I would say to
He's going to be
ENORTAP,
all right.
I would not trade.
down the road.
I would not trade for Max Sheffley, but
I
No,
wouldn't either.
but-
I
but-
would.
But you have so many great UF3 right now this summer. That's the team can pick it up, one of them for sure.
Good point. So, who do you think are the top two UFAs? Do you think
Forsberg,
Fiala-
Goudreau.
Do you think they stay UFA?
I think Goodrow stays.
I think he stays in Calgary.
I don't.
I do
if you're,
too. I
If
don't
you're,
think they're
if
letting
you're
him
Johnny
walk.
Hockey and you have the chance to go to Vegas, don't you do it?
I don't know.
and
The
they
team's
also
looking
have
up
to.
that.
They keep in mind they have to renegotiate. They got Kachuk coming up too, and that's not going to
Yeah.
be a cheap contract.
Not going to be
in
easy.
Calgary.
They got to figure out how to get rid of Monahan.
There's
really
not much
do,
left on
yeah.
that. There's not much left on that contract, and it seems like I think he's up, isn't he?
He might
sorry?
have one more year. One more
He
year.
got
I thought he
one
had
more
another year.
Maybe. So I don't think that's a huge issue. Like, so they could buy him out
But-
if they had to.
Yeah, one more year after that.
one more year. So
Yeah.
But I can't, I just don't see Goodrow leaving.
I don't know.
The key with Goudreau is like they have to also negotiate with Kachuk.
Yeah, I know.
Would
Yeah,
Goudreau
that's-
say
that was
Kachuk
my
is
point.
right now
If
he's like $8 million next year.
Yeah.
if Goudreau goes to Vegas, does he get lured by Jack Eichel, or do players know Jack Eichel's what Jack Eichel is?
You don't have to get Jack Eichel, but let's move on. All right.
Oh, but is that an attraction for him? Like, I don't
Is it
know.
the end of Malkin and Letank in Pittsburgh?
maybe.
One of them.
Ooh,
One of
maybe.
them.
I could see both. I wouldn't be
Malcolm played
surprised.
great. It's just a health thing at this point, but Malcolm played great this year.
I love Malcolm, but I just think
Well, the
it's
key
the
behind
self.
this, they have to sign Brendan Ross. So it'll be their first step is to sign Brendan Ross.
They got to start getting younger. There's no doubt
Yeah,
about
they
it.
will. And
They
they
have
will.
to get a little younger.
Adam said the Las Vegas game against the Blue was a scary Vegas team. I would not. I understand Adam, but St. Louis right there was like they really
Yeah.
play for win this game, or because it was the last game of the year. Like, they would think they will try to win that
Yeah.
game, or you just let it go, or
No, it's like,
just
No,
Vegas
the Mi-
dominates St.
Plus,
Yeah.
the Minnesota score was in already, so there was no way they were going to catch second.
they didn't
So
care.
yeah, they didn't care.
Exactly.
I don't want to get said Adam is not right, but I just feel like that the problem Vegas, the season starts tomorrow with the full team they have. They make the playoff next year. They will make the playoff. They are too good.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
It's just too many
But they-
injuries. They are behind Montreal, the worst.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Many injuries.
But
They actually got
but
a
they
team.
can't.
Yeah.
But they have to figure out their salary cap because they can't have everybody coming back.
But I think if you unload those two guys that we just mentioned, I think that would solve it.
That's it. Riley Smith and that Donovan, they fix their problem.
Yeah. Yeah. And then find a goaltender.
I think Patrick Stone line is going to be forced to be reckoned. I wouldn't be surprised they try to trade Max Pacioretty.
Yeah.
I think it'll
Well,
be
when-
on the table for both Stone and Pacioretty, like what you do with them.
Yeah.
Oh,
think they
man.
would trade
I wouldn't get
Stone.
rid of Stone. I love
He played-
Stone.
He played 30 games.
And it's not the first time. He's got some serious
Yeah,
back problems.
he does
not
have
getting
some
younger.
problems.
Yeah.
Damn, what a shame.
Yeah, he's a great player. But
Yeah.
And
Vegas
Nicholas
could-
said, "Do you believe Vegas can try to trade William Carlson?"
So what's his? Is his contract 4 or 5 million?
Carlson
Yeah.
is at
think
4 point.
So I don't think you trade that because even at 12, 15 goals,
It's just have a
2
bad
aces,
year.
He's 5.9 guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was over 5.
I think it was
Well,
at 3.
dude, guys,
Hey, he's
he
just
has
negotiated this year. Yeah, you're right.
Oh my god, that looks so bad now. So if he was at 4.5, you're like, yeah, keep him.
Yeah,
But he's at
he just get a new contract. That's why.
8 years, guys. 5.9.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so nobody's gonna bite on 5.9.
No, yeah, I would say trade Monahan for Carlson, but I don't know. It would be good.
Well, that might not be out of the question.
You know, I just worry about these guys with hip issues. I just,
No,
I
he's
don't know.
done. He's done. But that's why you do
Yeah.
it. You do it because you know Monahan's gone, so you'll have to like do something there. But you probably have to.
Adam said the Blues it was playing for the home advantage.
Yeah, but
Nicholas
at
said
some
trade
point during the
Leonard to
game, they
Buffalo
heard,
or Edmonton.
Not going to have him.
no.
Craig Anderson played better than Leonard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine Max playing with wing
Very much so.
Wozicki.
Craig Anderson was a really good story this year.
I liked his story. He did well.
Shocked
All
all
right.
of
He
us.
impressed me. He impressed me.
49-year-old
I love
goalie.
this team. I love this team.
Isn't that weird? They're
One thing, just get a goalie.
Well-
That's it.
so I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys saw Jack Quinn. Well, Jack Quinn won AHL Rookie of the Year,
Yep.
so he's ready. Obviously, Owen Power and Dolan. That's like amazing.
Yeah.
Luciano, don't count out the Finnish goalie.
They
'cause
need a
they're
goaltender.
just- Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luciano will
It's
be
goaltend.
in the mix.
Yep.
Levy's going back to college probably, so I don't know what they do next year. They might not be too worried about it. Does Craig Anderson play another year?
Maybe as a backup.
Right? It's weird. But yeah, you're right. They need a goalie. They need to figure something out there.
All
They
right,
do.
we fixed
Right.
them.
Other than that,
Already.
they're pretty solid. They're
You
going
know who
in
there's
the
I'd
one
right
ask
team
direction.
I'd
to
like
get
to
Mark
see
Scheifele
succeed
is
is them.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Can you
And after
imagine?
Arizona.
Whoa.
Arizona will
They're gonna
be
ride
fine.
it out, man. They're gonna play in front of 5,000 fans. They don't have an arena
I don't
answer.
understand.
So
I
that's
just
what they
don't
need.
understand.
Arizona need an arena.
They need an arena.
arena.
They're doing everything else right. Like their
Yeah.
young guys had the best years. Like Krause had a good year. Keller had a good year.
And goaltending was great.
I love their
young-
goalie.
The young Czech goalie played pretty well, and now
Yeah.
they've got Moser.
Schmaltz-
Looks like
Schmaltz
he's a
was
top
good.
3. So they're just
Yeah.
going to keep stacking chips. They're going to get lots of young assets, and they're going to be patient.
As long as my big problem with them is they always unload them. If they just hold on to these players,
If If they had just
think
kept Kevin Ball, like the assets they sent to New Jersey look really bad right now because it wasn't it Dawson Mercer and Kevin Ball
I think so. Yeah.
for Taylor
Pretty
Hall.
sure.
Yeah.
So
How many ex-Vegas players play for Buffalo? Many.
2,
Ex Vegas 2, I think.
Yeah, 2.
maybe more. I mean, there's definitely 2.
Next team,
And,
Devils.
my buddy.
Well, they're on the right track. It's
They're-
they have some very nice
Oh, yeah.
talent. Hughes stepped up this year, which is very positive to see.
They have a ton of prospect also.
Sharon Govich.
They had a
Dawson
lot of
Mercer.
they had a lot of injuries at goaltending, right? Like they were playing with their fifth
Oh
and
my
sixth.
The problem is the
Goaltender.
goaltending over there.
7 goalies.
Yeah.
7 goalies they had this
Is,
year.
is there really
Yeah.
a problem? But they
Yeah.
look at who those guys are, though, and you go, goaltending should be
And-
fine.
Yeah.
And the
Could be. Mackenzie Blackwood's really good. Bernier's
Yeah,
obviously done
yeah.
it. Sounds like
they'll be
So I don't
solid.
know.
They just have to be healthy.
I think the only
And
thing
they
they
gotta
have
get rid of
to
this Subban
figure out
contract.
is replacing Subban. Really.
Well, they got to get rid of that contract.
No, he's
Yeah.
over. He's done.
Well, no, he's done at the end of the year.
yeah, he's done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
They have 9
But
million
I
open up right
You got to
there.
bring a defenseman in.
what
I mean,
happens to
Ty
Subban?
Smith has just got a. I think he had sophomore jinx. Ty Smith long term, I think will be really good. Kevin Ball looks great. Like that's a great acquisition in the Taylor Hall trade.
They're going to be another
Dougie
good
Hamilton
team.
is fine. He's not, he's not a leader, which you're never going to get out of him. But he'll get if he's healthy, he's going to get 15 goals and 55 points.
They're going to be
I
solid.
like-
They're
Yeah,
solid.
Ryan Gray. Like you look at the D, you don't dislike
They're
them.
solid.
I think he
Oh, yeah,
had a
then
really
you had-
good year.
did you talk about Luke Hughes?
And Luke
Yeah.
Hughes, that's the answer, right?
Did you talk about the
This-
Russian
this-
kid, Matal Bululin?
Oh yeah! Oh my God! Good
Wow.
point, Pierre. So that they.
Well done.
I mean, I love that guy. Like,
I know.
was it Muka Madulin?
Yeah, yeah.
Mohamedoulan.
They have about 23 letters in the back of the jersey. You have to put a second line on the bottom, the number. Just give you an idea. His name is so long.
So I think you're probably right before. Like maybe they move the coach out. They replace a body back on the back end, but I think it's just one body. You got a great year from Jesper
yeah.
Bratt. You got a great year from Nico Hischier. You had a great year from Jack Hughes. Sharon Govich had a good year. And you got Damon
Boqvist.
Severson, guys. Damon Severson had 46
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Alexandre,
good looking
Olds,
team.
they are
Good
really
looking team.
stuck over there. They are really stacked. They have a lot. Again, that's a team like 2 years ago. They pick up pick first round. They pick again 2 last season. They go pick it up, everything like that for
Oh,
sure.
two names for you guys, too. Fabian Zetterlund, Nolan Foote.
Nolan Foote, right?
Yeah, he just
And
go
a
to
third
go.
guy is and then Alexander Holtz. Like,
Wow.
one, So
Good
they've
night,
got-
Blackhawks.
try-
See you next time. Strategics, is there any team allowed and to can get a super allow the league would might tender and offer a sheet to someone this summer? Carolina, who knows?
why bother?
It's hard to say. It doesn't usually happen.
Yeah. Well, Joseph talk about welcome Joseph, but I don't know if you talk about him, but Fabien Zedelin.
That's what I
Yeah.
said. Like,
Okay.
three,
sorry.
three names is Nolan Foote, Zetterlund, and then you still got Holtz.
Jose said, I leave 25 minutes from Buffalo. That's great. Pierre Martin, should we blackball Betry, make him believe we keep him, but we trade him?
I think Petrie right now would be someone you could get assets for, and he would look
Oh,
great
yeah.
on someone's top 4.
Yeah.
I agree
I
with you
think
about that one there.
You're gonna
Let's
get
finish
something
quick.
good for him.
Columbus,
Sign Lanny.
Oh my gosh.
bonne nuit, Nicolas. Go ahead. Well, he's our
Fine
FA,
line.
so,
Yeah, but I mean that just get him to more than 1 year.
okay.
That worked out real well. If he's healthy, that was the only problem with him this year was he missed 25
He losing
30
the
games.
goaltender. At least they signed them back.
I think it's time to move on from both these guys.
I think they would keep
Yeah.
Musklikin.
He really fell off though. I was kind of shocked. The other guy I think is not as good as they think.
Yeah. It's just the
Corpus
relationship Musklikin with the situation happening, everything.
sure.
He's very close with the fans, everything like that. And I'll say he's golden number one, but I
I
think
don't mind him, but
that would keep him.
he
Well,
definitely fell off.
they'll also keep in mind they're gonna draft wise they're in good position. I think
They have a good prospect
have
over there,
their
guys. They
number.
have Johnson,
They
they have
have
Zilliger, they have
They got a lot of
Bovis,
good
and
kids coming
Altap.
up.
No, I'm talking about this year. Like they have two
Yeah,
number
they got
ones.
a
They
one
have
from Chicago from Zed
Chicago's,
Jones.
and they have their own. So they're gonna
Yeah.
get two nice pieces there for sure.
I think they should just keep going with the build. Again, they're another team.
Why not?
Keep
The problem
going
is
with it, right?
they tend not to overpay there. That's why you
Yeah.
lose a lot of the good players.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many RFAs or
I don't know if it's
UFAs you'll
money.
attract.
I don't think money is the problem there, guys. I think it's the town. It's not. It's a sleepy college town.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
that live
that's
there
true.
don't. It's
What
really
you need to
quiet.
players like them, they need a blue collar, blue collar players. That's what you
Well,
need.
yeah.
I mean, I
The
think
players like work hard and like those kind of the grandeur, everything like that. That's what the people love, and that's what they likes to be there. Because
They-
if
Like
you Panarin,
still
Poborski, and
they have so
they
much
still have
talent.
$10 million available
Yeah.
under their
here
salary
we go,
cap,
Michael,
so-
your team.
Beautiful team.
Man, well, I mean, they have a huge choice coming up with coach, right? And that can make a big difference. I think they got to decide what's going on with Grice. But otherwise, like, you're going to have Edmondson. They'll get another really good pick. I like how Rasmussen's developed. The guy that's really still not developed is Zadina, which is kind of surprising me. So, and you've got Soderblom coming, and you've got to decide what to do with
Dixon's
Berggren.
coming.
That's that's why I said the first was Edmondson. So I
with
think
Soderstrom. Is it Soderstrom or Soderblom?
Soderblom.
Okay. Soderstrom is the one at Arizona, right?
Yeah, the Victor Soderstrom's the defenseman. Elmer is the big
And
monster.
I hate to say it, but Izzy's not sold on Zadina. He's really been
Well-
debating on trading him.
I wouldn't be shocked if he's moved because I think he's definitely not achieved what we want. He's got all the talent, but there's something in his head that's holding him back.
You know who he remind me? He remind me that the trade they did with Keon Latendresse and the kid from Minnesota, Benoit.
Pouliot.
Yeah, Benoit Bouliot. So that's kind of trade they should look about this, changing the, I think Sazina still have an upside down there. I don't know how much. I don't know which team. But I think he can maybe go to Arizona or something like that. I think he can get some place where he need to play.
It's too bad.
And maybe, I don't know.
What do you
Michael,
think about
how
Fabry?
did,
Like, what do you do with Fabry?
Fabrice is injuries a lot.
question.
That's the problem, right? Like,
They'll probably
he's in,
talk
he's
to
good,
at some
but-
point to trade Barduzzi.
Yeah.
Really, you're going to
that's
trade
probably-
Bertuzzi? Why would you trade Bertuzzi?
I don't know. The conversation was there during the trade deadline, maybe a couple of days before, everything like that. And also they will, but yeah.
I don't get that.
Yeah, that's kind of silly. Yeah.
That was like a gift from the Lord.
All right. Who is the coach,
Hannes
Michael?
Cross as well. Hannes Cross.
I don't know who they're going to go coach. Like, so
I look on the like, do you believe, because with time you're always looking about, and we make a mistake, and then I that's my first thing I do now. Every time someone gets fired, as people are hurt, I say, okay, who is the circle around that person? And I said,
That's what I was
Eisenman,
looking
the
at.
only one I'm thinking is Benoit Gros at Tampa, but I don't think so. Tampa will let him go.
that's not going to happen. That's not who you put in here. I think you put like a serious coach in that's got track record. I mean,
If
I don't know.
do you put in Boudreau if he's available?
I don't think that's a fit. I think
You need a
honestly,
T-shirt. You don't need a much better. You need a T-shirt. Like St. Louis and Montreal. Montreal, they need a T-shirt. I think that's why you need a kind of players, a kind. Now, be careful.
Same price.
Be careful. Hold on. Now my lights turn on right now. They have it. He's assistant coach already there.
Who's that?
Tanguy?
Tanguay?
I don't say they will, but I think Tanguay is really a possibility for him.
I think he'll be in
Don't
the
they have
mix.
don't they have Lindstrom in the system somewhere?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to coach, but
I don't know. I just mentioned this like this.
What a
so
combination, him and
who's
Tanguay. That
the
would be a
Grand
nice
Rapids
combo.
guy? It's Ben. What's the guy in Grand Rapids? It's not Ben.
What?
Simon, is it?
I checked today. Ben something.
Oh, it is Ben Simon.
Yeah, Ben
Yeah,
Simon. Here
I
we
don't
go.
think that's
No.
the answer.
ENORTAP, Ottawa.
It's a weird one. I
You
I
live
like
in
Ottawa.
Ontario.
I
What if you
expected.
wait? Like, what
I
veteran guy
expected
would
a.
shake loose? What about Laviolette? Would he shake loose?
Yo, wouldn't that be nice? Good coach.
Would Pete? Would he bring in Pete DeBoer?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, that's a
Possible.
possibility.
Would you
That
bring
is
back
possible.
Mike Babcock?
51
That
Dan.
is- I don't think that's going to happen.
With
I
Mike
like
Babcock,
bad,
you don't think
but
so?
I don't think that'll happen.
ENORTAP,
Yeah, I don't think.
Ottawa.
Yeah,
I mean, he
I
was
like.
pretty
I
pivotal
like.
in bringing along the young guys in Toronto.
Yeah,
So what you said?
Well, I know it sounds weird, but I wouldn't. I would think Mike Babcock would be in the discussion because if you look at his track record in Toronto, they weren't supposed to be in the playoffs, and he got them ahead there like a year ahead, and he was very instrumental in bringing along that team with young guys like Zach Hyman. What was Zach Hyman? He was like never played an NHL game. The young guys like Matthews and Marner rebelled against big boy hockey.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he was telling them to play wrong.
I still think Babs should have been there.
Yeah, that was going to eventually happen. They eat their own in Toronto. So
And I'll tell you a question for you. Question: every time you get hurt, you can get back enough to adjust. Price will do the same or retire. Yes or no?
yeah, he's not going to play if he can't play.
well, I think he lands on the LTIR at the beginning of the year.
That's what I think.
And he might try again. I think if he gets another operation, or if it's just a matter of rest, he's going to build up to the point to see if he can do it again. And if he can't, that'll be the end. Plus, he gets at least a year of his contract, cashes in on that.
At
He's a weird
$6.5
name.
million, September 1st, I'm doing everything. I'm swimming, I play bowling, I'm trying everything to be back normal.
Yeah.
And I will fake it, I will jumping, everything, and then say, oh, no, I can do it. But my point is, like, you get $6.5 million. That's maybe the last year. That's maybe the only year maybe he can get something back. After that, he will let it go.
Here's a
Yeah,
weird name for
exactly.
you in Detroit. What do you guys think about Larionov?
Not a
Do you
bad
think
choice.
Do you think Stevie Yzerman would do Larionov?
Yeah,
Not a bad choice.
do.
He would. He would.
I think he
love
would
it.
actually.
I love it. I love it.
I think that would be an
It's an
awesome choice.
intriguing. It's an intriguing possibility. Yeah, for sure.
He has everything. He has everything. He's an ex Hall of Famer, play hockey.
Yeah.
He knows the game. He can teach everything like that. You still have Tanguy over there. Listen, this is good. I love this pick. Again, I said at the beginning, look around the circle who they are, and you're going to find someone close they are. And that's what
Exactly.
I said, Patrick Levin with Goudreau and Vancouver. That's maybe not the reason why he don't get a contract over there. Could be wrong here. But
Yeah.
I think that would be a good hit. So, ENORTAP, what is your answer about Ottawa?
Yeah, I was just saying. I mean, I love the youth and what they've accumulated there. Guys like Kachuk and Batherson. I mean, Brown has had a great year. Of course, Josh Norris, Stutzel, even Formenton had a great year. So I think they're set that way. The defense, I'd like to see a little bit more out of Shabbat. I think he eventually will come around. He's doing well. They have to address a little bit there. I think the goaltending. I mean, how can you go wrong? They have three guys in Gustafsson, Forsberg, Soderberg, like Sogard. Sorry. They're going to probably end up trading one of these. What I'd like to see is maybe an experienced player come here, like maybe Giroux at the end of the year, if from Florida, because that would be a perfect fit to really bring these young talents together and make a serious run.
That's great. You trade Matt Murray. You try to get something in return. A lot of team looking for a goaltender, right? Or Gustafsson, but I will go with Matt Murray. And then remember, guys, Sanderson. Nobody talk about this. Unfortunately, he broke again his wrist today. But that's another one over there. Pierre Martin said this. I want to understand that. He said, if you have $12 million for a goalie in 2022, would you sign a fit price $12 million?
No. Well, you only need $6 million. It's the cap hit that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Is he getting 12?
10.5.
10.5.
No, but that's the cap hit. What's the cash?
Next year, 6.5 signing bonus September. Okay. Then he got only $2 million after that, or $3 million.
He could be an attractive option for somebody.
But again, he's not healthy. That's the problem. Until they don't know why he's healthy. Secondly, he doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, I don't think he can play though. I think he rides the year out, like you said. That's exactly what I think he's going to do. He's going to
collect his money.
That cash. Yeah, he can collect as much as he can, then he'll bail out.
Retire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, do you know who the coach is for CSK Moscow?
No.
Sergei Fedorov.
Wow. Really?
So maybe that would be.
Oh, can you imagine? Oh my word!
If they'll let him out of Russia.
Oh, my word!
Well, that's the problem, right? Because the war, like that's But maybe it's he already defected once.
just put all the coaches that were playing back then behind the bench.
Yep. Coach, can you jump on the ice?
Get Stevie Y down there too.
Vancouver. Andrew.
Vancouver, they're on the right track, in my opinion. I like what they're doing. What do they do? I still think
they're going to hire the first woman head coach next year.
That's where I think they're making an error. I think Buddy is doing a great job. I think that's a mistake to walk away from him.
You have to figure out both of that.
Yeah.
What's the situation with him?
What do you think, though? Do you think that maybe a deal with Scheifele going there?
I don't see that.
No? They kind of solve each other's problem.
What's the problem with Bo Horvat?
He wants out.
Really?
No, they want to sign him a long term.
Yeah, he's the captain. I don't think he's going anywhere. He's a real.
No, he doesn't want to go out. They just want to. They want him because after next year is done, he become UFA. He's 55 right now.
Yeah,
so the point they want to sign him at long term. That's what he's talking about, that one over there. And then they also J.D. Miller. They have to figure out this one.
That's the issue.
After that, so that would be.
I would touch J.D. Miller.
And Brooke Barzer become UFA.
Vegas. J.T. Miller's going to go to Vegas.
Do you think? Oh.
But everybody goes to Vegas.
Everybody's going to Vegas.
Yeah, you keep directing them there, don't you?
Well, I mean, I think Pierre had a good point, which is like, there's a lot of players out there that are open. If that's one of them and you're Vegas, that's your type of player. He's really good in the room. He's put up huge numbers this year, and you don't care about money. They're not too worried about that. So I don't know. And do they have the assets to get him? Do they need it? It's like, is he unrestricted or has he got one more year?
Yeah.
He's unrestricted?
Who?
JT Miller.
No, he become UFA after that.
Yeah, this year, I believe.
Next year.
Now, you think, too,
one more year to go next year, then after that, they become UFA.
Okay.
So then he's not going anywhere,
If by some chance Calgary doesn't sign Goodrow, what about Vancouver?
No, what they are talking about, they keep Miller and all that. They try to trade Barzer, and they try to get a right defenseman for Quinn Hughes. That's what they was looking about that.
Yeah. And that's actually who I was thinking of. I was wrong. It was Bowser who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
And they got to get rid of Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Oh, that was a mistake.
You think so? I thought he played all right.
No, he's not fitting.
Well, it depends what your
I don't think so.
expectation is of him, but I thought he was pretty good in that role. It was
And
the
then
first time he was
Spencer
plus.
says Spencer Martin has been
Yeah.
pretty good this year between.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson guys had 29 points and 5. I was a +5.
Yeah, but I think they
Well, more-
expected more than 29 points from him.
I mean, I didn't. I was worried that it was going to be a -12 or something.
All right. And Artab, you have a question. Did you see it? You're scientific.
No, I'm not a math scientist.
And finally, the Montreal Canadiens.
Drop a bomb.
They're good.
Just
They're
go-
good. Don't worry about it.
Go
Just stay the
all in on
course.
the young guys, right? Like, you've got to
Yeah.
get more
Yeah, they'll be
assets.
all right. I'm just being funny.
You've got to be able to withstand the slings and arrows. Like, the problem is, if you go all young there, the media will eat them, the fans will eat them, right? So
You know what?
There's always this stupid pressure, but if you can have someone that's like gonna shield them, then you're fine.
Yeah. As long as you got somebody veteran on the back end and a few veterans up front, they'll be all right. Like just to guide the kids. Then you can slowly weasel out the vets. You know.
That was an interesting comment about Kotkaniemi.
was
May
the
I have the
comment?
solution for the Montreal Canadiens. They have to tank one more year. I don't know
Yes,
how they
almost
can do that.
definitely.
Hopefully they learn enough this year to tank one more year. And then after that,
yeah.
they can pick up
Yeah,
the
but
first three.
here's the thing. My fear is they're not as bad as a 32nd place team,
No.
and they just happen
That's
to
my problem.
they just happen to have so many man lost games because of injuries that if these guys stay healthy next year under Martin
27.
St. Louis, like I can see these
27.
guys climbing as much as 7-8
Really?
positions in the
I don't
playoffs.
see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mike
see them
Hoffman's
27?
gone. All right,
You don't see them 27?
I don't think so. You got Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield. What else you got on forward?
Well, if you have a healthy Dvorak, that'll be a help. If you have
Rem
Drouin
Pitlick,
back,
I think
Pitlick.
No,
That's
those
50 to
guys,
60
you're
points.
recycling
That's
the same junk. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
What's
That's just
that?
garbage.
you're
What's
recycling the same
garbage?
junk.
Drouin.
No, we didn't have a chance to even cycle him this year. He was injured most of the year.
Oh, yeah,
Hoffman
but
will
he's,
be
he's,
gone.
he's had plenty of
Hoffman
times
will
to
be
be
gone.
recycled.
Move on from
Let him-
Joanne. Move on from Dvorak. I
Yeah.
think you can keep
Yeah,
move
Dvorak,
on
I'd
from-
give him a chance.
Hoffman.
You
They
got
already
Rem
rid of
Pitlick,
Belly.
right?
You move on from Brendan Gallagher. You just move on,
Yeah. Totally
Yeah,
agree.
but
and then
In
you look
moving
at
on-
because you don't have a do you have a single first line player there?
No, we don't.
So
Right now,
You're
we
only
don't.
going to get that through the draft.
Yeah.
It's time to keep stacking your chips. Get what you can for those guys. Does Gallagher have any value right now?
Yes.
No.
Like he had
Oh,
7
yeah.
goals, guys.
Tell you right
he
now.
has value, but I don't know.
Who's going to take him?
I don't know.
Who's going to take him?
He's 29.
gonna
He
take
had 7
Gallagher?
goals.
Gallagher?
For
much
yeah,
money.
for 6.5, who is going to take Gallagher?
You're going
Los
to see
Angeles?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I want to see that.
No way. They have so many guys
I'm
that
telling
are
you
not
now,
taking
if they
him.
put the Gallagher on the market, you're going to
Not
get
going
him.
to take him. I thought
Do
about
it.
that
Then
for
you
a
do
while,
it. That's
but
what I'm saying. Like, do it.
he's hurting too much, and they got too much good young talent coming up.
He had 7 goals.
How many goals do
he's
you
done.
give him next year, Gallagher?
15.
Who knows?
More than
Really?
this year.
I don't know.
More than this year.
If he heals, if he actually heals, but I don't know if he's healable.
So go back to the playoff run,
Well,
and he had 2
yeah.
goals in 22 games. So he's never been the same.
Nope.
So right now, that's a big risk for somebody to take.
That's why I don't see anybody touching him.
They'd have to eat some
Right.
dough, but I think you try. You got to do something to move on with him. He's 29. He's not getting get any better than he was.
I
I think you've seen his best years. So really, it boils down to you're building the team around Suzuki, Caulfield, and whoever you get in the upcoming draft.
Romanoff and
Yeah,
Harris
yeah.
and
Well,
Barron.
I
All
think
okay.
where they're solid, and again, I reiterate, we had Edmondson that was gone all year, just about.
Yeah, yeah,
He's already a huge help. You got
yeah.
guys like Gooley,
Gooley's
Harris,
going to be good.
Barron. Like already, these guys alone, with another year under Romanoff, you're going to have a solid defense. Not at
That's
an
not.
A level, but a B or B plus level. And you're going to see if Jake Allen's healthy all year, he can handle 55, 60 games. So it's
I
who's your
still,
backup. So I don't think these guys are a 32nd place finish
I think
here.
they're.
And
I
I
so
think
think
they're
they're
between
27.
30
I
and
think they're
32.
27.
no, I
You want
don't. Well, we'll wait and see. But I think they
Think
go up
about
I
this,
want to
six,
make.
seven
Leonard.
Hey,
spots.
they're
let's
that
all
good,
get our
man? They're
wallets out.
terrible.
Think about this. Think about
This is
this.
a
They are
terrible,
not better
Mark
than
it down.
Florida. They're not better than Tampa Bay. They're not better than
No.
Boston. They're not better than Toronto. All right? And then they're
Are they
going to
better than
compete with
Arizona?
Buffalo. They're going to compete with Detroit. They're going to compete with
They're not
Ottawa.
even better than Laval.
Like, think of all the
All
assets
right.
Detroit has, and they have nowhere near that.
Exactly.
They don't have a
They're bad.
Larkin. They don't have a Bertuzzi. They don't have a Verana. You don't have Raymond. You don't have a Cider.
I do think, though. I honestly think that
How
I give.
how are we considerably different than the team that went to the finals? Carey
Oh, we
Price.
are. Yeah, but you know
Dano,
what? We
Carey
got lucky
Price,
too. We got
Shea
lucky
Weber.
too.
Okay,
They
well,
have three
it's lucky,
players,
but
Dano, Weber,
okay,
and Carey Price.
okay, go back the year
And
before.
Corey Perry.
Go back the year
Tyler
before.
Toffoli.
They went to second round of the playoffs.
Again,
Yeah, you've shot your
what did they
bullet, though.
pull that year? That year they weren't supposed to be in the playoffs again.
It was 24 in the league.
They beat Pittsburgh first round.
Right.
Yeah,
But they
it
weren't
was
supposed to be in the playoffs.
24
They
in
did
the
an extra
league.
round. They did a little round robin there to
Yeah,
playoff
but
to get
they
into
And you
also
the
don't have
round.
weren't
Lehkonen.
they
You don't even
weren't
have
the
That's
Lehkonen.
32nd spot team, is what I'm saying.
but no, I know, but they wouldn't have been a playoff team.
Yeah, but
you
they
Right.
would have been
I think
right
you
at
just
the
push the
break. They
button.
would
You
have been
go,
where
Josh
Detroit
Anderson
is
out.
right now.
Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
But okay, back then they would have been, but now they've slid a
I'm
bit.
not saying that this is the team that you go with moving forward. Obviously, you have to keep building on it. What I'm just
No, yeah.
saying is we're not going to luck out unless you do it through a trade. Like if Petrie gets you a first round this summer for the trade, and it happens to be with a team that's going to take him, that's going to finish low in the standings, then you might get a franchise player in 2023.
You're not going
I
to
don't know
happen.
if right. I don't know exactly, and that's my point. So it's a long build. I keep saying this.
But
It's
again,
going to be a
if you're
Oh
long
going to do
yeah,
a
build.
long,
it is. I
that's my
agree.
point. Like,
But I
move
do
on
think you're
from these
right,
guys. Get
Intertap,
all
in
the
the sense
assets
that
now.
if they were healthy, I think they would have been around 27th.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, you don't
Yeah.
have Sherrod. You don't have, you don't have Weber. You don't have
Yeah, no
Toffoli.
Liganen.
Like you
Yeah.
don't have Dano. You don't, you go down the list, and those guys are old anyway. So even if they're back, like, does Dano have a 27 goal season in Montreal?
No, not with that roster. No.
Of course not.
So I think you just say, what am I going to get for Anderson? What am I going to get for Gallagher? Do I have to eat some of that salary? How do I get rid of Hoffman? Is he walks, right? Do they sign him for 2 years?
Oh, they got
No,
him a couple more years,
you
don't
got to
they?
trade him. You got to
So
trade
you got to dump
Gotta
that.
trade him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You make a decision like, hey, we'll keep Christian Dvorak, but most likely not an answer to anything. You've already moved at Lehkonen, and you got a good asset back. You move on Petrie, and you move on from Drouin. And I think you
Yeah.
just go all in and you say, talk to me in 3 years. And you got to,
Yeah.
and you have to have a talk
It's
with
a
Carey
long
Price. It's like, hey,
process.
do you want to go?
Oh, it is.
And,
It is a long process.
so
Very
You're
long.
not getting, this
if
is
you're
not
Vegas,
a 3 to 5 year. It's
I
not a 3
I
to
still
5 year
think
build.
I still think they could start looking good in 3 years,
who knows?
right?
Well, yeah.
Like, I mean,
Obviously, if you're
look,
accumulating,
yeah,
I'm
like once,
just thinking they're doing the right thing in terms, like, defense wise. If you look at what's in their system, and provided
Right.
that they keep developing the way they are,
Yeah.
like, they're going to be solid defensively. So now you have to worry about getting
front
a good
end.
couple of draft picks. That one of them, hopefully, that is a first liner, as Mike was saying.
And you need some size.
And yeah, It's going to take time. Yeah.
I think you're right. It's going to take time, and that's the end. That's the end of the story,
Massive.
right?
Yeah.
Yep. Not
Here's
overnight.
Here's what you do. That's Price going to be a long-term injury list. That's the first one.
Yeah.
1 year.
Then you go to trade Petrie. That's number 2.
Yep.
Then after
This
that, you
summer.
try to trade one of two, Gallagher or Hoffman.
Yep.
That's number 2.
Hoffman will
somehow.
be gone
That's
this
one
summer.
of them, right?
Hoffman's probably going to be gone.
Biron, Drouin will be done next year after that.
Yeah.
Let them play. It's not a big deal. Let them play. Not a big deal. All right? Then you start with Armia. He tries to run the trade that line, something if you can trade that line. That's what we do. Then after that, what you do, you go to draft someone right now, the next couple of months, let him play. Bring Coley up. Bring Jesse Allen up.
Exactly.
Let play Jake Haven. Let play Rand Poland. Let's start again one more year. Then you pick. Then after that, you pick Connor Bedard or Mishkov or Fantilli.
I agree.
Then you're just jumping 2-3 years faster of what you can to get there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I
If,
agree.
if you're
I
fortunate,
agree.
if you're fortunate
Totally.
to get that, I don't think you'll get that. Is my point.
But you know, he's right though. If they would be willing to just put the kids in,
So why
They'll
did you
tank.
not get why did
They'll
you not
tank.
get that? Why
Right.
you did not get this in our top?
Because I don't think they'll finish 32nd, 31st, or 30th. So
I think they will.
if they finish 28th, let's say,
If
they
you play
could.
Baron,
They get it right.
if you
Well,
play
look.
Cooley, if you play
Okay.
They're gonna lose.
Harris, right there, 3 young players, you cannot do anything
I
with
agree.
them.
I think he's right if they do that. I don't know if they're going to be willing to do that.
and the other thing is you have to have the luck too. Like even if you finish 32nd again, are you gonna get for sure?
Next year, the
Top
draft,
5 will be good.
the
It's
draft,
deep,
the first 3 players are franchise players, and then the next
Right.
5 are great elite players. The
Are you,
draft
Wow.
next
you're
year
saying
is
Fantilli's a
unbelievable.
franchise?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah,
You think
they're-
Fantilli's a franchise player?
I'm sorry?
Who's the third one?
They talk about
Fantilli.
Fantilli.
Do you think Fantilli's a franchise player?
They're
You know what I
saying
mean?
he
Like
is.
he's going to be like something like Jack Hughes. No,
Maybe.
he's not McDavid, right? I understand
Yeah.
that, but the one after that level,
Yeah.
better
he's a
as
big kid.
Suzuki. So
Yeah,
I
he's
don't.
better. Really?
Yeah,
Guess what?
he's
Suzuki
solid.
has had 70-point season.
He's solid.
Or 60
But now
or
he's
70.
already signed up with NCAA, whatever they are. So
He's a weird one for me because he's always done that. Like he left the GTHL, went to the US, but he's a Pat Brisson guy. So I think you're probably right.
But again, if you pick again the top 5 next year, after you pick another top 3 this year, that's a big push for what you have already
For sure.
for the next 2-3 years.
Oh
It's just-
yeah, absolutely,
The
absolutely.
problem, I'm scared they signed 2 UF3 like he said today. Or
Yes.
yesterday.
Yes.
And
I agree.
I don't think so. The way we talk here, that's the way they see the vision. Them, they already see, like a little bit what ENORTAP said, they always see them. If we keep this, we get them, we get Le Tank,
Oh my
we
God.
bring a truck check, we're already saving faster, better. So, again, I don't know how they think, but that's what I can
Is
see.
Trocheck a UFA?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry?
Trocheck is UFA, right?
I believe he is at the end of the season. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yes.
Yes, Kelly, we have a show tomorrow night. Let's jump in what's going on in the chat, so be sure. Weber gonna retire. That's open up from some quality free agent. Price will get retired. How the hell that the team will look after the summer. I'm going to give Montreal Canadiens to be a playoff team. Yes, Coach Event, the top 10 will help a lot. Does Montreal Canadiens have a franchise player now?
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A whole bunch.
Carey Price.
No, but I think they have someone can score 40 goals per year, Cole Caulfield.
Yeah, you got DeBrincat.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you put the right line mates with them, right? That's the catch.
That's the key.
Yeah.
How the Abs keep challenging Suzuki, Caulfield, and Romanov to keep playing hard until in a poor hockey team for the next 3-5 years. Because they're going to play Renault for the next 10-15 years. So, and they understand what it takes to go to the bottom, to go up. That's just normal about that. and then you sign them $9 million. So that help. Vegas and need more some toughness next year. A guy or two, maybe three, keep play 20 minutes to be an enforcer that they both have that all year long.
What Vegas needs is they need to deal with the goaltending issue.
Number
And
one.
even if they have all their guys in, they still have a problem, which is there's some weird style that's in their head that's north-south, and it's a forecheck pressure game, and they don't seem to figure out the skill game, and it's really tough if you're not able to play that game at that. They're here and they need to get here. So I don't know what you do about that. They gotta really think about it.
Renaud, the young future star would not most likely to ask they want to ask Renaud for the trade. They are young. So what do? They wait, and they would take until 26 years old. So they still have 6 years before they become UFA. And Zuski is still 4 years, and he signed for 8 years. He decided to stay in Montreal to believe he's going to play around here. So you're not going to that kind of situation, Renaud.
Yeah, he's 23,
about that
right?
one there. Some of you, we did not answer your question. We apologize. Kelly, we have a show tomorrow night, and I tried to pick it up everybody else, but I think that's what we at. Would you take Mark Sheffley in Montreal?
No.
No.
Keep him away. I want somebody to get him from Montreal. Bring up the kid wherever he ends up playing.
And we're going to go Frenchy quiz right now, but Michael, I have a last question because I'm waiting when they talk about Detroit. Do you believe Detroit need a goaltender?
Yeah, I do. I think so.
So I think they're gonna try to play with that Hellberg experiment and see, does this work long term or not for a year. I think they were a little disappointed in Grice, and obviously Nedeljkovic was really inconsistent. I think their bigger issue is defense. Like, yes, they have Sider and some young guys, but they really missed Nicoletti. I think that was like a big loss. So they probably will figure that out, and then the goaltenders look a lot better.
Well, they have the coach anyway.
And then they've got to just wait for Casa for long term.
Yeah, Casa is the key.
Long term, but he's a ways away, I think.
And Andrew, you have a Steeler jersey behind you, Brasha.
Yes, that's signed, sealed, and delivered. Yes, the great old.
You have to wait 2 years to see a big improvement.
I was waiting to correct you, Coach, because I seen you on one of your episodes calling the Dallas Cowboys the supreme team in the NFL. No. The New York Yankees of football are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Andrew, did you see that when I met Bradshaw at the Super Bowl?
Oh, did you?
So Terry, my wife had a corporate event, and Terry spoke to 20 of us. And so there's a kind of a funny story there. So I was wearing this crazy suit that had shorts, and it was kind of pink. Yeah. And I was on the phone, and I was working on a deal to close a house that we bought, and I felt this person I didn't really hear, and I look up and it's Terry Bradshaw, and he's like, he goes,
he's an
"That's a man
guy."
So he goes, "That's a man that's secure in his masculinity." He goes, "But what's with those legs, right?" So we started joking around. People were taking pictures and stuff because he came over and started talking to me, right? So then I talked to Terry, and I'm like, "Hey, where do you live?" He goes, "Oh, I live in Oklahoma." I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, I got like a horse business there." So he's telling me about his horse business. And then he's also got, turns out he's got 300 head of cattle. He's got like 300 horses. He lives on 800 acres in Oklahoma. So then he walks away, comes back, and he's looking at me. I feel from behind, he's going like this. He goes, "You got one calf smaller than the other." And I go, "Yeah, I tore my Achilles, right? On the right side." Wow. He goes, "Oh, he started telling me about this buddy of his that's a football player." He goes, "I got the same thing, big guy, got these little calf on the side." So we started chat. So then his son-in-law Noah's there, and it turns out he's got a whiskey brand. So I go, "Oh man, I know some guys that are really into whiskey." So I connect them with some of the guys at my wife's company, right? So then we've just kind of stayed in touch, and we all got like a football and a jersey with his signature and everything. But I think I'm going to go out to Terry's ranch is what I've asked so that he can tell me about the cattle business. Because I'm really interested in what he's doing with cattle, because I'm like thinking of something similar, not on that scale. But he's like, yeah, just come out and I'll kind of show you the ropes. I'm like, perfect, let's do this.
I'm going to tell you a story. This is going to blow your mind, because that's how I got on to. Well, I was on to the Steelers pretty young, just like the Habs, but probably a little older for the Steelers, because I got introduced to football by an American kid I hung around with. And he ended up getting leukemia. It was a true story. No. And and he was going through a rough battle. He was my best friend. And my dad decided he knew how much, because he's the guy who got, I was a Steelers fan, but not to the degree this guy brought me towards it, if you know what I mean. And he was just hooked big time on Bradshaw. And my dad calls the States. And I don't know, I didn't even know my father was up to this. Do you know that he got Bradshaw on the phone? We were literally talking to him. We took turns on the phone chatting with him. He came down to Halifax Airport. He said, bring your friend to the airport. And I've got a whole box of stuff he brought out of memorabilia for him. It blew him off his rocker. What an incredible guy. Wow. Incredible guy. Yeah, blew me away.
That's a great story.
Yeah, I was hooked to him big time, you know.
Let me look this up, see if I can pull up the picture.
So at that time, Kelly and ENORTAP, can you answer what will have to Bernier and what will have to Bernier, and usually would they keep him when he comes back from injury?
He cost me a bit though.
Hey Pierre, can I share my screen for a second?
I think so.
I don't think so. Yeah. You have to show straight.
I think it has an option to share screen. No.
Yeah, but I don't think it shows up because he's got the cam thing.
Hold on. Did you? Oh, you disappear.
Let me try again.
Yeah, try again.
We're trying.
Let me check this.
It might be because of the cam thing. ECam.
Hold on. I need to check here.
But yeah, that guy is something else. Down to earth.
He's such a good guy,
and
man.
Big heart. Yeah. Big heart. Oh
yeah,
man.
Yeah. And what a competitor. What a competitor.
Oh yeah. And that's when they were smacking they were body slamming the quarterbacks to the ground. And none of this, you can't touch the quarterback, nothing. Pick you up and do a WC.
Do it again.
Whatever you call it.
What a weird,
here's tombstone, bam. You know?
You think about where they're like infiltrated with this mentality. It's crazy. It's like hockey. You're like, you can't body check my guy. NBA, it's like soft. You know, there's no rebounding. There's no hard defense.
I cannot get it.
But right. I tell you, I know he suffers a bit from depression. You know, he's very, very open about it. But what a heart of gold.
Carey does?
Yeah.
You try again?
Yeah. He suffers from depression. He actually put a program on just trying to assist other athletes and people with depression issues. Well, what a big heart. Oh, nice. Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
I love the outfit, though.
I went all in on that one.
Oh, man. What a incredible. Oh, man.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah. That's incredible.
He's a fun guy.
No, he is. He's a blast.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, so we can share a team here. That's good. All right, we have a couple of things before we go because so Bernier, what's happening in ENORTAP with Bernier?
It depends on his injury, right? Like I don't know
I heard
how
it was
long.
done. Like,
yeah, that's what I thought as well. So I don't know if he comes back or not.
He was great in Detroit.
Yeah.
Nicholas asked about Harris. Do you have any? Do any of you say more top 5 or 6?
I mean, I don't know. I don't get the impression he's more than that, do you? But
I think it's too early yet. He just show up. I think he need more game. Like another player playing, say, with 30 game, 40 game. He needs to play 1 year, full year next year.
Laval.
I don't know if Montreal will Laval Rocket.
Yeah,
But
I
after
think
that,
you're
we'll
right.
see.
Laval,
Probably
and then
Laval.
I think he could become a second line pair.
I think
The
we'll
guy
see.
is really smart. Like the guy is
Yeah.
unbelievable smart.
Yeah,
Michael.
his IQ, hockey IQ is very high. Yeah.
What
He's
you
up
need
there.
to
He's
improve
up there.
is a muscle mass, more physical, more strength. That strength, that's where he good. Because when you go battle, he loves. But the skate is fluid, but he's so smart that make him a little bit better. I believe he can become a 2 pairing defenseman, and he is. He can become that well if how he develop for the next 2 years. But the kids
Totally
have
agree.
some great.
Definitely a 3-4. Definitely.
Listen, guys, look
Yeah.
at his stats in the NCAA. The guy had 20 points in 45 games.
Yeah, but again, this year he played all. They told them to not play offensive like compared. His stat this year was worse the year before. It's not. It's not
He was
like
a point a game the
they
year
get
before.
served. My point is the kid can play that level.
I hope the kid.
I don't say
he's a
he
good
will
looking kid.
be. I don't say he is. Just he can
way he
become
plays.
that level at 4.
He's got good vision. Good vision.
Yeah, actually, it's interesting because the year before he was point a game.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're asking him to improve his defensive side, everything like that. Caleb, welcome aboard. Thanks to be a part of the show. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. And we have to finish this right now because it's starting to be late.
Oh, no awards?
And then it's time to go to Frenchy quiz. Are you ready? Good news tonight. It's not about under, over, and exacts. Only one question, just to be sure we can split the people, the winner tonight. So be ready tonight, ladies and gentlemen. There will be the great shot for tonight. Here we go.
Oh my God!
First question of the night, Mr. ENORTAP.
Mr. ENORTAP.
Be ready on that one over there. It's easy tonight. It's all about it playoff. No, I'm telling you, I did exactly. The record for the most point by a rookie in the playoff is 21 points. Which one of them does not have the record? Marchand, Guenzel, Villileno, or Dino Ciccarelli?
Ooh.
Let me think about this one. The record by most points by a rookie in the playoffs is 21. Which one of these
Is not have the record.
So
Yeah,
all
three
three
player
are,
of the 4 have the record of 21 points during his rookie in the playoff. Which one of them is not? Did Michael disappear? Oh, he's with that.
he's coming
he
back.
did.
So who do we have here? Cicerelli.
I'm gonna have to get you to send those pictures there, Mike, at some point. I'd love to get a copy of those.
Renaud says
It's on
C.
my Instagram.
That's awesome.
Kelly said A. Bryce Gabbett said A. Adam said C. Saraya said C. And after that,
Well, I know Cicerelli. Well, let me think here. Marchand, Gunsel. I'm gonna go with C.
Ville. All right. And Michael,
I think this is Jake Gensel.
which one?
I think it's B.
B. All right.
Because when he came in, he was in the playoffs. I think he came late, right?
And Mr. Andrew.
I was gonna go with C, so I'm gonna stick with C.
C. All right.
Billy
Andrew.
Lino.
Attaboy, Andrew.
I'm worried now, though.
Misery likes company.
The answer to this one is A. Brett Marchand.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness,
Oh, wow.
really?
Yep.
I wouldn't have thought. I
Yep.
thought he was a shoo-in.
Yeah, me too.
I
Yeah.
think Michael, you did not fit. It's the one does not have the record.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh. I goofed on that one. Yeah, okay.
Well, there's neither. Oh, so it's everyone. Oh my god.
Oh my God!
Question
Oh
number
my
2.
What's
Who has the most the points during the playoff game number 7? Right? Who has the most the points during a playoff game on the game number 7? Not total every game 7 he played. For one game, game number 7. Which one have the most the point? Rick Middleton, Bernie Nichols, Asa Tikkanen, Steve Larmer, or Joe Sakic?
God. So it's like his best game ever.
Oh, wow.
Who has the most points during the playoffs?
During the
you're saying
playoff game number 7. All right,
Ooh,
anytime. Round number 1, 2, 3, 4, the game number 7. Which one have the most point?
Like career, you mean? Like if you added up all their game 7 points, they have
How
No,
come you
only
haven't
one
got LaFleur
game.
in there?
Only one game.
In one game or one?
One game.
one game.
in
Game 7.
Oh, one game. I'm
All right,
going with
so
Ricky
Kelly
Middleton.
said C. Jose said E. We have Salah said E. And then we have also Joseph said B. Renaud said B. Luciano said D.
Yeah.
Pierre Martin said E. François said D. B. D. I'm sorry. And here we go. Michael DiVillano.
I mean, I gotta think it's E, but that's what I'll go with.
All right. And
I
off
don't
that.
know.
I'm going to go with Steve Larmer, D.
All right.
Oh, is he D?
Yeah.
You know what? I want to change my answer to D. I think it's Steve Larmer. Oh,
Are you sure?
Who's E? Is Sakic? Well, I'm trying to think of like. So he played Chicago.
And
He
off
also
that.
played Rangers.
Andrew.
I'm going A.
A. All right.
Was
and so
Larmer
that
part
one over
of
there.
the Stanley Cup for the Rangers?
Oh my God!
But Michael, you're right. Steve
yeah.
Larmer, 5 points. He's the only one did it. 5 points. So we have Francois Pitre score 2 and 2 so far. Many of you have 1 point at that moment.
Oh my God!
Question number 3.
ENORTAP.
Here we go.
I had to be wanting to be different.
Who has the longest streak?
Who has the longest straight point in an NHL playoff? That's not only 1
my
year.
God.
It could count like year number 2, then number 3, then number 4, whatever it is, right? Because maybe he did not play the year after that, whatever. Who has it? Is it Gauthier, Brent Trottier, Phyllis Pusto, Wayne Gretzky, or Jean Rattel?
Jeez, I have no idea.
Damn it.
I mean, logically, you'd think it would be Brian Trottier because Brian Trottier played 4 years in a row, but like won 4 years in a row. So they played a lot of games, like 80
But it has
games. Which,
has to be a streak, though, right?
that's why I'm like wondering.
Yeah.
But I mean, Gretzky would Gretzky.
Yeah, I guess that's always a possibility.
Jose said
That's a crazy
D.
question.
Joseph said B. Renaud said D. Bryce said D. Salah said D. Kelly said B. Francois Pitt said B. We have Bryce said D. All right, Mr. Andrew.
D.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yep.
All right. Michael.
I'm gonna roll the dice and I'm gonna say C.
Phil Esposito. And Mr. ENORTAP.
I'm going to go B, Brian Trottier.
All right.
That's probably Trottier. That was my original one, so I'm thinking that maybe.
Oops, sorry.
Oh my God!
The answer is B. Brent Trottier.
I knew it too. I had it the right one.
Yep. Now we have Francois Pitt take the lead at 3, but Joseph, Luciano, ENORTAP, and Kelly are all at 2.
Oh my God!
Question number 4. That's complicated now. You can stop to use Google
Complicated.
because it's going to be under, over, or exact.
You got to get one of those in there, don't you?
Yeah. How many times a player scored 2 goals and shortened during the same game in the NHL playoff? 14 players did it. Under, over, or exact?
Oh my God. So random. How many players?
Yeah, I need to figure out something. You're going to be too easy for everybody.
Yeah, I like the other.
That's one going to
better.
separate the adult with the kids.
See, this is why I need to get my computer going so I can look up Google like ENORTAP's doing.
Oh yeah. Right here, Google.
Wait, you guys looking stuff up? Should I maybe?
No.
Am I allowed to search? I'm searching my brain because it's so old.
Yeah, exactly.
Joseph under. Renault under. Jose exact. Kelly exact.
2 goals, 2 penalties.
Salah over.
I'm still trying to understand the question. Here.
Bryce
How many times-
Garrett exact.
Well, I got that
Players
silly little
scores.
28 viewers in front of part of the sentence, so I can't see it.
How many times a player scores 2 goals and penalty kill?
Here we
During
go.
the same
Let's starting
game
with
in the
Mr.
NHL
Pierre Martin
playoffs.
under.
We have
I
to
miss
understand the
François
question
Pitt.
first.
ENORTAP.
I'm still trying to understand the question, Coach. How many times does a
How
player?
many times a player scored 2 goals and shortened during one game in the NHL playoff? 2 goals and
In the
shortened
game, in the game, or on the same penalty
in the same game.
in the same game? How many times in a game? I gotta believe it's. Oh, I don't think it's over. I think it's. I'm gonna go exact.
All right. Michael.
Who knows? I don't know. How many times a player scored 2 goals in PK in the same game in the NHL playoffs? 14. I think it's going to be over.
Over. All right. And Mr. Andrew with 0-3 so far.
Thanks for that, Coach.
Oh, I'm right behind
Exact.
you, buddy. I only got 1, I think.
I'm
What do you
going
answer?
C.
Your answer is what?
C.
Exact.
Oh my God!
That's a great one, buddy, because it's exact.
Yeah.
And
good.
Kelly,
Phew.
ENORTAP, and
Can't get
François
rid of the egg.
Pitt, all 3 are at the end of the show. And now, for the last question of the night, they take the lead at 3. Last question
Good
is
job.
easy because it's not under. So you're going to have a selection about that one there. You can pick up now your Google looking.
Google.
Which players? Whoops. Which
Which
year
year?
is the highest attendance total during an NHL playoff year? Which year has the most people participate to the game during one year? Is it 18-19? Is it 10-11, 15-16, 13-14, or 02-03?
How would I know this?
Can you? Oh, in the entire playoffs. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Who the heck knows?
How would you know that?
Wow.
Well,
That's so weird.
I can eliminate
my
one
word.
of them. I can only eliminate one.
Oh my God. Where did you come up with this stuff?
Adam A.
I don't know where his source is. It's like
Oh my word.
No wonder he doesn't go to the swimming pool anymore. He's busy
Adam
with these
A.
questions.
Luke A. Welcome back, Luke. Don't forget to click on the likes. Bryce Garrett A. I never
probably like
look at Google François. Joseph LANHAM said C. Rose said A.
what are the options again? So who won the cup? And
Pierre-Martin said B.
But that's the thing. It's not just the series. I was thinking that way too. It's the
it's
entire
the most
playoffs.
7-game.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause you're like,
entire. Salah E.
Ugh.
We missed a couple of people. Kelly, hurry up. Francois said C.
So you had. Let me think about this. So what do we have?
Here we go. Let's start it with Michael De Villano.
I'm gonna go with I have no idea. D.
All right. Andrew.
A.
Hey. All right. And Mr. ENORTAP for maybe tie the game or win the game.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to go C. 2015-16. Yeah.
So ENORTAP says C. Kelly said D. And Francois Pitre said something.
C.
I never look at Google.
He says C.
He said,
Well,
he said
so
C.
we have 2 C. So ENORTAP and Francois Pitt can win, or Kelly can win. Is D, and the winner of this is Kelly did it. 2013-14, 1,775,557 people
My Trache when I released him
participate
in the race.
at that.
I knew I should have stuck with that too.
On that one over there.
Yeah.
So congratulations to
Well, I got
Kelly.
C, but
You are the
I should-
winner of the contest power
I
play
was
tonight.
between the two of them.
I faked myself out on the Trache one.
Yeah.
The only one I knew it wasn't was E.
And
Yeah.
we're almost at the end of the show, but before we leave, I need to take a note here. The last question of the night
Congratulations, Kelly.
before we go. Last question
job,
of the
Kel.
night.
Who's going to win?
Mr. ENORTAP, who is the winner of the Stanley Cup?
Oh.
You already know mine.
Oh man, it's
Mine's
so
obvious.
hard. Yeah. You're going Tampa. I know that. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go Tampa. I'm just debating whether it's Florida or. I'm gonna go off the board. I'm gonna go Minnesota. Talk
Minnesota.
about a
Nice.
long shot. I'm
Nice.
gonna go Minnesota.
Andrew,
Tampa, of course.
Michael,
Calgary Flames.
That was my
Nice.
second choice.
that's awesome.
Coach.
Thank you.
Coach.
I have to have
Coach.
24 more hours to wait about that one over
Coach.
there.
Montreal Canadiens.
No.
Coach, come on, commit.
Come on, Coach. Tell us,
Yeah.
Coach.
Again, at the beginning of the year, I think I would have picked Florida.
I hate them last time because I lost my bet again in our top when they let us score an OT again Nashville. But I'm going to go with the logic of everything. I go with Colorado.
I thought you were going Colorado. I knew it.
Would you have said that a year ago, though? You thought they were done, remember?
I know.
We were
He's
like,
been really,
beginning
but
of
he's
the
been
year.
really pumped. If you listen to him each episode, he talks about them real sweetly all year. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna say that I think that if Bo Byram is healthy, then you might be right.
Yeah.
It's going to be between Tampa and Colorado, I believe.
It'll be
I think
the
they're
good
the
thing
most
is going to be a
complete team.
great NHL playoff first round
I
for
think
sure. So here what we do, we follow Toronto first, we follow the Panthers second, and then the night it depends because you never know at what time the game finish, everything like that. So we're going to pick it up after that, the second game of the night.
But if you're
Unfortunately,
going to follow Toronto, you're only going to go to the golf course.
I know, right? After that, if ever we got eliminated by Toronto, we're going to follow the next Canadian team, whatever is Edmonton. Of course, we're going to continue to go with Florida all the way until they get eliminated. So that's the two teams we follow on the playoff.
Is the first game today?
Tomorrow night, yeah, Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Monday. Yeah.
Monday
I'm sorry, I'm ahead of you guys. So
Yeah, I know. So it's tonight.
Okay.
Tonight. So you go to bed, we wake up, it turn the TV on, the game will be on.
So it's Boston,
Wow.
Carolina, Toronto, Tampa. All right, got it.
It's going to be a good playoff, that's for sure.
What a great playoff this should be. Like, there should be
Wow.
no series that you don't want to watch.
I mean,
Yep.
everybody's got to be pumped.
We didn't
All right,
cover
my
the
friend, we
awards
want to
today.
thank each one of you again. I think it was fun to do this game tonight, a power play show, but for the NHL playoff, we're going to follow up with everything. We not know when next time on the NHL power play because we have to follow, but we're going to be, you can join me anytime during the evening when we have game. You're welcome to join us. So thank you so much, Michael, directly from London tonight. So have an amazing, great evening, Mr. It's time to break, maybe the breakfast. Maybe your wife wake up right now and she's going to prepare your breakfast. Or maybe prepare her breakfast. That would be the best thing to do. Anyway.
She's doing it. We'll just go out.
And Mr. Andrew, welcome back again. Thank you so much. We can wait now. The Montreal is out, but we're going to need your service anyway, so be ready. We'll let you know when we need you. And we thanks again for tonight. And Mr. ENORTAP, we continue to do, of course, the warm-up show Monday to Friday until the playoff is over. So we're going to be see you tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. The good news for you, Mr. ENORTAP, not many games to do every single night. So that's a good thing for you. That'd be great. And more, you're going to drop game every night. So that's a good thing about that. Thank you so much, every one of you in the chat tonight. We wish you an amazing, great night. Thank you for everything. And, of course, we're not done. We're going to be here until July 13, I believe, is the UFA. We're going to be a couple of times live. Michael's going to join us. Michael, David, I know for all the prospect, everything like that also. So Michael will be join us a couple of times more for the prospect one that will be closer and closer.
Right.
Thank you so much, everybody. But before we leave, want to remind everybody.
You are awesome. You are amazing.
Can't you
You
go all the
are
way that
the
way?
best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
Have an amazing, great night, everybody. Thank you so much for your participation. Until then, be well, be
I could
healthy.
never
Find a
get
way
that
not
right,
only
Internet.
dominate your day, but find a way to dominate one. Mr. ENORTAP.
Year 2022.
Have an amazing, great night, everybody. See you tomorrow at 12
night.
o'clock for another morning skate show with the hockey coach, FRENCHY. Have a good night.
Good night, guys.
Have a good one, guys.
Good night. Yes, sir. Jose will be there. Thanks so much, Kelly. Salah, Nicholas, Adam, Luciano, Graziano, Salah, Pete Martin, François Pitt, Bryce Garrett, Renaud, Adam Burger, Dan Asham, Luke. Have a good night, buddy. Thank you, Frank. Pete Martin, thank you so much. See you, Bryce. See you tomorrow. Nicholas, have a good night, buddy. Thank you so much again, Nick, to be with us. Good night, Mike.